Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Arby's Nationals Hockey here on Rogers TV as we get set for Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals between the visiting Chatham Maroons and the London Nationals. Jaci Solomon alongside me, Kyle Gosleigh, as we take you through what could be a very tight contested series between these two teams. And that basically is our story of the game right off the bat. High-scoring, tight games.
Yeah, tonight's going to be a very high-scoring game. Lately, Chatham's been putting goals on the board. They have the most goals in the Western Conference with 202 goals for the whole series, just the second place in all of the GOJHL. London not far behind with 187 goals in the Western Conference, which is pretty impressive, so we can expect a lot of goals tonight.
And it's going to be a lot of pressure on the two netminders in this contest, as they'll be relying on a lot to keep those pucks out of their own nets. As you see, Aiden Barry once again in between the pipes for the London Nationals. Nolan DeConing in net for the Chatham Maroons. Now, don't let those numbers fool you. He's not had a didn't have one bad game. That's all he had. The rest of the way, he's been fantastic for the Maroons and really helping them get through to the second round. As the Aiden Barry, basically what we expected out of him so far.
Yeah, tonight we can expect him to have his head in the game. You know, last series we saw against St. Thomas, him not have a great start to their series. So he's learned his lesson, and he's going to have his head in the game tonight.
And with that, we're going to send it down to ice level for our national anthem.
Western Conference semifinal series between the visiting Chatham Maroons and your London Nationals. At this time, the London Nationals wish to acknowledge the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lenapewa, and Attawandaron peoples, whose traditional lands we are gathered upon this evening. Fans, this past Easter weekend, the Chatham Maroons suffered a loss within their organization. Equipment manager Randy Dewan passed away suddenly on Saturday, April 16th. Randy was a dedicated member of the Chatham Maroons for the past 12 seasons and often took the players on the team under his wing and treated them as his own. Though rivals on the ice, the London Nationals and Chatham Maroons are both members of the GOJHL hockey family, and the sudden loss of any member of that family is felt by all. The London Nationals wish to offer our condolences to Randy's wife of 32 years, Robin DeWale, Randy's entire family, and the Chatham Maroons organization. At this time, we ask that you please stand if you are able and join us in a moment of silence in honor of Randy DeWale. Thank you. Fans, will you now please continue to stand, remove your hats, and join Tony Nuther in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us commend. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free, from far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard.
Great job, as always, by Tony Nuther as we take a look at our keys to the game. Jaci.
Our keys to the game tonight for Chatham is penalty killing. Chatham gave up at least one goal when they were short-handed in every game in their series with Kamoka, giving up 7 power play goals on 31 opportunities. London's power play operated at 28.6% in their first round against St. Thomas. And the Nationals trailed only the Maroons during the regular season in the power play efficiency. Chatham did pick up with a shorthanded goal from Dylan Ginslick in Game 3, so they create offense on the penalty kill as well. London's key to the game is a quick start. In just 1 of 5 games against Chatham did the Nationals score the first goal, and that was the first game back in October. In London's 3 other wins, they made the third period comebacks to either the tie game or a win in OT, or get the winner in the third period.
As we start here, Cunningham right out the draw, takes the shot, rivals at top corner. Beautiful glove save by Aiden Berry to start the game off. Noticing the Nationals starting off with that second line out there to start the game, but take a look at this save once again.
That's got to be a great confidence booster for Berry to get that first save right off the bat and out of the way. Game jitters, and he's ready to go.
We step here to the left-hand side of Aiden Berry. Lucas Chard in the middle of the face-off dot for the Nationals. He has been on fire good throughout this series and has torn the Maroons up all year long, not just in the series here, but over the regular season. Puck now behind the net. Nationals will collect it. McGowan, he'll try to bank it out. Gets to the French, who tips over to Chard. Chard into the offensive zone. He's got Bowers right out front, tries to get it onto his stick, but that gets tipped. Back along to the half-board. French leads it for McGowan. McGowan walks in, fires. That one just wide. Arsenault does behind the net, right out front. Bowers can't get a stick on it as that puck gets set down the length of the ice. Ryland Bowers, 5 goals in the first 6 games against St. Thomas. Eclipsing his goal totals that he had in the regular season in just 5 games. Really found a scoring touch so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say Chatham's offense is really clicking for them as they've scored so many goals in the series of their playoffs against Mocha, and I think that's given them the confidence coming in tonight against London, especially when the regular season didn't work out in their favor.
Wood brings it over across the blue line, tries to leave it for Burge, but stolen by Whaley. Thrown to the far side, puck will be picked up by Dittmer. Stolen back by the Nationals. Whaley has to hustle to get a hold of that one in the corner. This is the puck over to Sasbo. That's control the puck in the neutral zone. Try to bring it into the offensive territory. Picked up again by the Maroons. Dylan Galinsky will can't quite cross the red line. Dumps it down. We're going for icing and bring it all the way back down to Maroons territory.
We're seeing a lot of back and forth right off the bat in both ends. You know, Chatham had the 2 first shots on net, so London is still eager to get their first shot on net.
Nationals getting close. A few shot opportunities, just nothing getting on net. Not making DeConing work, being too hard so far. Face-off won by the Nationals. They'll control it behind the net. Draw pass over to Beaupre. Beaupre right back out front. Tries to get on the stick of Sanovi. Can't get anywhere with it. Sanovi bats it down. Tries to keep it in the line. Picked up by Thomas Monroe. Monroe over to Nichols. Nichols on the attack. He'll just throw it towards the net. Just misses, and we clear back into neutral ice. Monroe waits for that outlet pass. Tries to hit Sanovi. Gets the Beaupre. He'll dump it down. Picked up on the far end by Warren Clark. Clark over to McCracken. Cross the red line, he'll dump it down. Blockered away by Berry for the long shot. Played on the wall. Maroons trying to get it into the zone. Nice defensive play by Beaupre as he goes off for a change, making Clark come back and regroup for the Maroons. Across the blue line comes Graham. Graham, nice little toe drag. Now just back to Clark. Clark takes a long shot, whistled down, but the puck just goes wide. Dumped down to the neutral ice. Nationals get an opportunity. Vanderzon, nice job, holds the line. Pass to Flume, walks in, takes the shot, and just puts it wide again. 4 times now the Nationals have taken a shot on net and missed wide. Still to register 1 shot on net. Nationals regrouping in their own zone. Lead pass for Vanderzon, just misses his inside skate. Now go all the way for an icing.
That shot from the blue line down there Chatham had against London, just hitting off the post on Berry, giving them a close call. We're going to take the face-off back here in the national zone.
Be on the right-hand side of Aiden Berry. Face-off scrummed, but the Nationals will come away with it. Pass on the boards, gets almost picked off. Carried across the blue line by Bunker. Bunker, nice little move to get in deep. He'll move back to the blue line, McGowan. McGowan takes a shot. That one finds a leg in front. Loose puck in tight. Shoots and scores! And the Nationals open the scoring. Phenomenal fourth line effort pays off as Ryland Bowers comes out off the bench and scores his 6th goal of the playoffs.
Like London said, their key to the game tonight was a quick start. They thrive off of having that first goal. Any team who has that first goal has that jump ahead and has the advantage going into the rest of the game. If they can keep this lead, it's looking pretty good for London.
2 straight home games now for Ryland Bowers where he opens the scoring for the Nationals as he continues his torrid pace. Just great work by the Nationals' fourth line. You've got Vanderzom and Bunker both working hard down low. And just Bowers ended up in the right place, right time. Nice little move, buries it. Maroons will dump it down in the Nationals' territory. McGowan will try to move it quickly up the wall. Picked up now as Chard will bring it across the red line. Tries to dump it in. Quickly turned back the other way. Now onto the stick of Fancy. Fancy tries to dance his way around McGowan, but that gets denied. Back to the blue line, puck just crosses, and we'll go for an offside.
Saw the Maroons there. Lucas Fancy getting a little fancy, trying to dangle around the Nationals defenseman. You know, to get a shot on net, it's not about all the fancy moves that you need to take. Sometimes you just have to take that shot on the net, and the dirty goals are the ones that'll win you the game.
Face-off won again by the Nationals. McGowan will move it out over to Wood. Wood will just tip it into the offensive zone. De Koning will come out and play it. Sends it over to Sasbo as they try to break out of their own zone. Blocked red. The red line now sent down in the Nationals territory. McGowan, breakout pass for Burridge. Burridge gets some hard pressure on him by Dittmer. McGowan, nice tip by Julian as he just dumps it down low. Burridge comes in. Sasbo almost overskates it. Stolen now by Julian. Gets it in the slot. Wood can't quite get a stick on it for a shot. Now steals it back, takes the shot, and that will go up and over the netting and out of play.
We're seeing a little bit more aggression. London has those big defensemen where they hold the line and they put the Maroons forwards in their place. As we just saw there. They're taking it down to the Maroons and face off.
Nationals bringing out that third line with Nichols, Beaupre, and Sanofi. See Paranuzzi get kicked out. Face-off won by the Maroons. They'll try to break out. There's the Whaley. Whaley, nice lead pass, and we see another big hit thrown by Sanofi. Sanofi, draw pass to Beaupre. Beaupre walks in, takes a shot, just hits the pad and goes wide. Another shot from distance, goes behind the net. Picked up by Beaupre. Beaupre can't quite handle it. Picked up by Graham now. He'll take it the other way for the Maroons. Across the blue line. Trying to get the cross-ice pass. That's denied by Monroe. Nationals coming back the other way. Sanofi overskates the puck just a bit, and that'll go for offside as Beaupre a little too far ahead of the play.
Looks like Sanofi put himself and Beaupre both offside. Could have been a good 2-on-2 there. A fun thing to watch in this hockey, especially Junior B, is the 2-on-2s and the 2-on-1s. London's had a lot of success on their plays through there, bringing out the goalie, passing across.
Face-off won by the Nationals. Picked up now. Paceroth over to Deacon Holmes. Deacon Holmes, his first game for the Nationals in the playoffs. Missed the entire series against St. Thomas. Nationals are going to sure be happy to have him back in the lineup. Brings a much-needed physicality to the team. Back to the blue line. Paceroth. He dishes it down low. Pass to Flume behind the net. Trying to put it out to Vanderzom. That one just floats through his legs. And that will now clear the zone and go all the way down. Slows up just enough for icing. Holmes, long pass intended for Vanderzom. That's stolen by Spence. Spence avoids a hit. Almost gets hit by Holmes, but has to lose the puck in the process. Bunker. Bounce pass all the wall to Van der Zalm. Van der Zalm walks in. He takes a shot in tight. And held on to by de Koning.
That was a nice shot by Van der Zalm there. He was able to just sneak it under the Maroons' defensive stick and be able to get that shot on net. And that's what you need, and especially in these hockey games, you just got to take the shots because you never know what's going to happen.
Nationals setting up in the offensive zone, bringing out the second line here, or what could be the top line tonight, with Chard, Bowers, and French. Face off quickly, won by Fancy. Maroons will try to break it out. Puck just goes right up in the air. Spence tries to double back with it. Still holding on to it. Now we'll get it to clear the zone. Across the blue line comes Brown. Takes the shot. That one just goes behind the net. In tight. Another save by Barry. Loose puck. That one floats right to the blue line. The Maroons can't quite hold the line, so they'll regroup. Over to Spence. Spence will dump that in. Down behind the net, tries to put it over to Bowers. Bowers gets it up to the blue line, but it's held. Behind the net now, the Maroons get the point, puck at the point. Now lose it. Lucas Chard, some good defensive work to deny the opportunity by the Maroons. Puck gets thrown around the boards hard by Doyle. Now sent down low again as the Nationals go off for a change. Doyle again, getting some pressure. Spence tries to clear the zone. Held right at the blue line by Burridge. That does clear. Nationals will try to bring it in now. Wood gets it across the blue line. Burridge holds it. Pass over to Julian. Julian takes a shot, tries to hit Wood, who's driving towards the net. Burridge can't quite get it out. Gets on the stick of Spence. Spence on the end of a shift. He gets taken down by Heggie. Over the blue line by Burridge. Burridge got Wood going to the net. Tries to take a shot. Great defensive play there by Zasbo. That puck will get sent down for icing. So Spence, who is already tired after that last shift, he's going to have to come back on the ice. And in tight, you can see another great work there by Barry. Just his determination to make those saves right in this crease area.
Yeah, absolutely. Barry is here and he's ready to make the saves tonight, especially getting that first goal save has definitely given him some confidence for the rest of the first period tonight.
Face-off won by the Maroons. They'll try to clear the zone, get to the blue line. Burge will steal it right back in neutral ice. Still getting some pressure on it. Now we'll get dumped in the offensive zone. Try to get it right out front. Spence will try to clear the zone and will. Monroe will hold it at the blue line. Spence finally gets off the ice after about a 2-minute shift. Not the easiest time to be out there, especially against the Nationals' top line. Played in for the blue line by Julian, just goes easily to de Koning, and he'll hang on. This period, as always, brought to you by J&F Concrete and Ready Mix.
We're seeing the physicality beginning to pick up bit by bit throughout the game. We haven't seen anything crazy yet, but we've seen a little bit of extracurriculars after the whistles. And I think that's going to carry on into the rest of the game. Both these teams have been physical in their first series, so it'll be interesting to see what physicality they bring into this next series.
Sanity throws another hit there as the Maroons carried across the blue line. Big hit there by Holmes as well. Another shot, right in tight. Barry has to make the awkward save. Kept it at the blue line by Zasbo. Now across the blue line into neutral ice. Deacon Holmes, he's leading the rush. Holmes over Nichols. Nichols shoots and scores! And just like that, Ryan Nichols the tie makes it the 2-0 game.
Some great teamwork there. It's a little nerve-wracking to make that pass right in front of the net. It can be easily given up, but they capitalized on it and they took the shot and they scored. It looked like it was a 3-on-2 going in over to Nichols, 5-hole and in.
Deacon Holmes, known for his physicality, gets the primary assist on that goal as he leads the rush. Some great play by the Nationals' heavy-hitting defenseman. And we're going to see a timeout being called here by the Maroons.
I think that's a smart call by the Maroons coach. Maybe need to get his team together a bit, just take a deep breath and kind of relax. You know, having 2 goals scored on you in the first bit of the first period can't be an easy way to pick yourself back up moving forward. It's a very character-showing when a team is able to do that. We've seen London do it, especially in their St. Thomas series when they were down a few goals. They were able to come back and take the series.
Absolutely. Then now, for the Nationals, just what Dave Mastos is probably going to be saying is just keep up what you're doing. You guys are doing a great job so far. You got a 2-0 lead right now. You're doing everything right. Chatham's not getting any real great chances in tight, and you guys are making the most of your opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. London has been doing a great job of protecting their house and getting that puck out of their zone into the Maroon zone, and they've been having lots of odd man rushes, which has worked out well for them.
Face-off won by Nichols. Now it's over to Arsenault. Arsenault, lead pass for Nichols as he just deflects it down to the offensive zone. Battle for it in the corner with Clark. Almost picked up by Beaupre, but stolen by Miller. Miller, long pass, ends up right on the stick. Now stolen back by Beaupre. Beaupre circles back, almost blows a tire. Still managing to hold on to the puck. He gets taken down. Nichols manages to collect the puck. Over to Arsenault. Maroons applying a lot of pressure on the Nationals in their own zone. Arsenault does a great job, just gets across the red line, dumps it in as they go off for a change. Picked up by Clark as he'll try to break it out. Across the red line, he'll just dump and chase the Maroons. Monroe over to Heggie. Heggie up the wall to Vanderzon. Vanderzon, lead pass, gets onto the stick of the pass of Flume, but that's turned right back by the Maroons. Brown, he blows a tire past the Flume. Some great work to steal the puck right back. Doyle behind the net, gets it over to Spence. Long pass, misses its intended target, and will go for an icing.
We're seeing London here win those battles. You can tell they have that extra grit in them tonight as they just want to win the puck and they're hungry for it. And I think that's showing on the scoreboard for them. Even though the shots are 5-5, London has been on top of the Maroons so far this game and has been dominating.
Even the one other thing, though, is neither team's really having a lot of dangerous chances. Both teams are really being kept to the outside. Both Nationals' goals, one was just an opportunistic play by Bowers, and the Nichols goal was just an unfortunate play by DeConing. He probably should have had it. And then on the other side, Barrie hasn't been challenged at all. That's Monroe. He carries across the blue line, almost falls down, tries to put it into the slot to Chard. Now picked up by French. French holds on, dishes it back to Chard. Right inside, Bowers tries to get it in tight. Gets it on net, but can't do much with it as DeConing will hold on.
As a goaltender, we've seen Barrie in previous series when he hasn't had too many shots on net, lighten up a little bit and let one in. Is that going to be a concern moving forward with Chatham if he doesn't get too many shots?
For Chatham especially, yeah. No, they really were going to need to put pressure on Barrie, and you need to make him move. That's a huge hit by Deacon Holmes. And we were asking when the big hits were going to come, and Holmes delivers right there.
London's got to be happy to have him back. You know, Braden Sandovi had to fill in his shoes a bit in the St. Thomas series.
Chard, he'll ditch into the offensive zone. Gets cleared around to the far side. Graham will pick it up for the Maroons. Right in the slot. Paranuzzi across the blue line, takes the shot. That one just gloved down by Barrie once again. That
hit by Holmes was insane. He just took him right off of his feet. And
that's just a clean hit.
That's a clean hit.
Great play by Deacon Holmes. Not often you can just get a guy flying through the air like that.
We love to see that physicality, especially in the first game of the second series.
Face-off won by the Nationals, but the Maroons hard forecheck gets the puck right back on their sticks. Sent behind the net. Couple big hits taken there by Galinsky. Played by Wood as he'll clear the zone. That one, does it have enough juice? It does not. So Whaley's going to have to pick it up. Try to break it out. Gets across the blue line. Arsenault just sends it right back into the corner. Whaley's quick on it. Wood tries to give him some challenge. Whaley sent it cross ice and brought out of the zone. Now it'll get sent a little too hard and all the way down for an icing. Zasbo a little too eager with that clearing attempt. See Owen McGowan there, the quarterback of the Nationals blue line, done a phenomenal job all season long with just generating offense from the back end, and has continued to be a big help here. Does a great job for the Nationals, really holding that blue line a lot of times when the other team should be clearing it.
Yeah, London has a very strong defensive presence, and that carries into their offense when they're breaking out of their own net and moving the puck into the Maroon zone.
Gets to the blue line, McGowan will just kick it down low again. Zasbo almost gets it stolen off his stick by Julian. Whaley tries to clear it out, stolen by Burridge. River to Wood. Wood walks in, takes a shot. Julian tries to get another shot off, but manages to hold on to the puck. Back to the blue line. Monroe, he walks into it, takes another shot, ends up right on top of the pad of DeKoning.
London has been finding each other fairly well tonight. Their passes are hitting their sticks, and it's been working out well for them. Chatham has yet to really have a good opportunity on Barrie so far this game.
Nationals really starting to pick up the pace of the game as well. We're seeing really driving how the play is being made and getting those opportunities on net. Now leading the shots 8-6 with just 7 minutes left here in the first period. Miller will collect it. Pressured by Sanavy. He gets across the blue line and gets taken down hard by Sanavy as well. Laid over to Monroe. Monroe will try to bank it out. Gets to the blue line. Sanavy will carry it out. Gets knocked over a bit. Stolen by the Maroons again. Cross ice pass to Clark. Across the blue line. Tries to dish it right back in the slot to Fancy. That one gets picked off. Monroe tries to get to the blue line, but he gets stopped by Elson. Clark will bring it back the other way for the Maroons. Fancy, he walks in. Can't get around 3 Nationals defenders. Another shot from the blue line, that gets blocked. Monroe tries to get to the blue line, helped out by Beaupre. He's sent right over to DeKoning. Some great pressure on the forecheck again, this time by Pasaflume, as the Nationals will get an offensive faceoff once again.
Barrie has to be feeling the support from the defensemen and the offensemen tonight. You can see when they're in the National zone, they build that house around Barrie, and they're protecting him, and they're moving pucks out fast.
The other thing that Deacon Holmes brings to the lineup is really helping him is that net front presence. St. Thomas really helped out a lot, as I'll get back to that in a second. We are going to see our first penalty coming here, this time to the Nationals. So as we talked about penalty power plays and penalty kill earlier in the game, it's going to be an opportunity here for the Maroons to try to strike back and get in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, especially special teams in any game, especially in the playoffs, can alter the game based on what you have and who you have out there.
Now this is where we'll see that net front presence issue come up to play big time for the Nationals. If they can try to keep the Maroons to the outside and out of that slot area, they should be able to make good and keep the Maroons off the board. If not, this could be a 2-1 hockey game. Face off over to Galinsky. Send it down low, bit of miscommunication between Fancy and Galinsky. Back to the blue line, Whaley, he takes a shot, that gets blocked. The Nationals will just take it and easily throw it down the length of the ice. Lucas Char out there with Jeff Burridge, along with Noah Arsenault and Owen McGowan. Maroons try to come across the blue line with speed. They'll just dump it in. McGowan will get a piece of it, and he'll throw it hard down the ice. Picked up by Whaley. Over to Zasbo. Zasbo's got a jump on Burridge. He tries to get around him and does. Tries to get inside, has to move the puck back over to Fancy. Whaley again. Cross ice. Galinsky, he takes a shot. That one gets kicked aside. Down low again. Fancy, cross ice to Whaley. Whaley puts it in on the net. Gets stopped right out front, and Barrie does a great job of tracking it as he just covers it up for the whistle.
So far, London's been doing very well on the power play. We can see them having that tactic of that box setup, moving, following the puck, and they're doing a great job of it. Also to notice the Chatham Maroons like to leave that player high on the blue line when breaking out in there, and they know Lucas Fancy has those fast legs and those fast hands, so they're tending to put him up on the blue line, which is something the London Nationals need to watch out for.
Face off won by the Maroons, picked up by Spence. Throws it down to Clark. Clark right in the middle, takes the shot, that gets blocked. Diving play by Beaupre, or by Sanofi as they try to clear it out, but still held in. Paranuzzi, he'll move it down low. Played by Graham. Now sent around the boards, just out of reach, and that's going to clear the zone. Maroons will have to touch up. Paranuzzi over to Clark. Clark across the blue line, gets by Sanofi, throws it behind the net. Graham will pick it up. He's in there with Heggie. Now we're to Cunningham. Paranuzzi, back to the blue line. Spence over to Clark. Clark takes a shot. That one gets blocked on the way to that loose puck. Nationals will recover and then dump it down once again. Right onto DeConing. Long lead pass for Graham. Gets it across the blue line. That gets stolen by Holmes. Holmes dishes it around. Power play expires for the Maroons. Almost stolen right in the slot again by Graham, as he gets hit hard again. Deacon Holmes wasting no time catching off on the missed hits from the first round, throwing his body every chance he gets. Right to the blue line again, kept in, another shot on net, loose puck down low. Burge will collect it behind the net, gets over to Wood. Wood right in the slot, holds on, takes a shot, shoots, and scores! Riley Wood finds the back of the net, and the Nationals make it 3-0.
DeConing's got to cover that 5-hole. This is the second goal London has scored on him through the 5-hole.
And that will do it for Nolan DeConing, as in comes Luka Dobrik.
That can't be a good feeling, getting pulled just with 3 minutes left in the first period.
And just a great play by the Nationals, coming off the penalty kill. That momentum builds in, that top line just executes perfectly. Great individual effort by Riley Wood as well, really driving that middle of the lane. It looked like he was going to get beat by the Maroons defenders, but just kept with it and just got the shot on net. It found its way between the legs of DeConing.
Yeah, absolutely. Much like their second goal, it was up and close to the net, and they found his weak spot, and they've just been capitalizing on it.
Carried across the blue line. Bowers gets it sent away by Sasbo. Tries to put it right out front again. Shard tries to get a stick on it. Cunningham will clear the zone. Lead pass to Dittmer. Dittmer, little spinnerama. He tries to get around McGowan as he gets hit. Shard in there. Dittmer tries to get it out front. Now picked up by French. French will get it out to the red line. Picked up by Whaley. Whaley back over to Fancy. Pass intended for Fancy. Ends up on the sticks of the Nationals again. Picked up by Nichols. Nichols tries to make a move inside. Gets it in tight. Tries to get a shot on net, but just too far ahead of his blade. Back the other way. Fancy. Nice cross-ice pass. Gets it right onto the tape. Takes the shot. That one right over the net. Fancy. Back to the blue line. Spence. He takes a shot on net. That gets blocked on the way to target. Another shot by Fancy. That one just goes wide. Big hit again. This one's going to draw a penalty again for the Nationals. Nichols a little too overzealous with that hit, as he's going to get a penalty here for boarding.
This game is continuing.
Sanity, not
Nichols.
And he's getting the game.
We're seeing that again and again. The physicality just keeps increasing, and it'll be interesting to see if Braden Sanity is just suspended for this game, or if the refs take that further, maybe like we saw Tori Alba's suspension happen last time. So they only gave him 2 minutes, but that ended up being however many games for him.
We'll have to keep an eye out for that over the next couple days, as we will have another face-off to the right-hand side of Aiden Barry. Just under 2 minutes left here in the first period. 3-0 is your score in favor of the London Nationals. Dobrik will come out, plays it down behind the net again. Held on to by Zasbo. Brought out of their own zone. Over to Whaley. Back to Zasbo. Leaves it. Guarding it across the blue line. Trying to find a way to set up. Right to Whaley. Walks into the slot. Takes the shot. Barry managed to get a glove on it. Deflected into the corner. Puck gets thrown around the boards. Played on the far side by Galinsky. Gets tipped out and into neutral ice again. Last minute of play in the period. Fancy can't get a stick on it. Now gets tried to turn back around. Haggy gets taken down as the Maroons manage to maintain possession. Play down low. Browns. Back to the blue line. Cross ice pass. That one just gets awkwardly taken by Galinsky. And that we brought back out again. Galinsky over to Whaley. Maroons will just dump it in. The Nationals maintain possession and they'll just dump it back into neutral ice. Clark over to Spence. Chance for one last rush. Across the blue line. Spence walks in, takes a shot. Barry, nice save. Picked up now by Beaupre. Beaupre, he's just going to pin it against the boards, get some help from Monroe, and they're just going to kill the last bit of clock here. As the clock winds down, no whistles, and that will do it for the first period. The Nationals storm out to a big offensive first period and will lead the Maroons heading into the first intermission by a score of 3-0.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Ich verteidige nicht die Tat. Ich verteidige den Menschen.
In meiner Welt stürzen Menschen in den Abgrund, wenn sie Fehler machen.
Entweder man glaubt den Kindern oder man tut es nicht.
Das sind Menschen, über die Sie da urteilen.
Sometimes it's hard to say goodbye to an old friend. But when you're saying farewell to your vehicle, Kidney Car makes it fast and easy. Just call or visit our website. We'll take any vehicle in any condition and give you a tax receipt for a minimum of $300. No headaches and no towing charges. It's the one-stop solution for getting rid of your unwanted vehicle in just a few short minutes. When your vehicles reach the end of the road, call us toll-free or visit kidneycar.ca.
You're watching Rogers TV, London.
Do you enjoy watching Arby's Nationals hockey on Rogers TV? Then join the crew. Volunteers learn the skills needed to put on a show, including camera, audio, graphics, and more. Visit rogerstv.com/volunteer to sign up. Now, Ryland Bowers has had a phenomenal playoff so far to start for the Nationals. We did catch up with him just before the playoffs to see how he's doing with the team.
I ended up playing for the Junior Knights for a little bit, then my family headed out to Kamoka, so obviously played for the Chiefs. Minor midget year was a good year, had lots of fun with those guys, and ended up getting selected by Mississauga. So journey began there. I went to Listowel after that when I was 16. Yeah, following year after next year, I signed with Mississauga. Played a couple of games there, a cup of coffee, as some would say, and went from there. This previous year, ended up getting put on waivers by them. Got picked up by Quebec. Again, great fun up there. Unbelievable rink and atmosphere, and great group of guys too. And obviously led me back home. And more than happy to be back home.
As a 16-year-old, Bowers was a member of the Listowel Cyclones, the team that faced off against the London Nationals in the 2019 Sutherland Cup semi-final, a series that London won in 6 games. That playoff experience is valuable to Bowers now.
So yeah, in that Sutherland Cup run, we actually got selected as the wild card, I guess it'd be. Got lucky to get that, and obviously come back to London to play. It was a blast. they had a great team here as well. Obviously, I think they beat us in 6 or 7, and there's just lots of leadership on each team in those years, and they came out ahead, which sucked, but it's a stepping stone and obviously a great experience.
After traveling Ontario and Eastern Canada for hockey, Bowers is happy to be back home in his hometown to finish his junior career.
It's unbelievable. I got my family here, obviously. They haven't seen me play in years because I've been all over the map or whatnot, but it's awesome. Home-cooked meals, get to see everyone. It's great.
Bowers is part of a veteran group of leaders on the team, and with players getting healthy, the team chemistry is building as the regular season ends.
Obviously, now that I'm older, I love to help the younger guys out, teach them some lessons here and there when I can. And on the ice, I like to lead by example, try to play my best every night and bring everything that I got to the table. I think we're gelling very well here. Matsos has great systems in play, and I think if we follow those, we'll be more than all right come playoff time.
Bowers' offensive explosion has been a big help as to why the Nationals lead the Maroons 3-0.
I never thought I'd know that feeling. To be in love. Because for us, it was a crime. Someone had to respond to the tabloids. So I wrote letters, challenging every misconception about homosexuality. 9 homes, 7 dogs, 47 years together, and still not spouses under the law. So we took our fight to the Supreme Court.
Jim Egan and Jack Nesbitt await a verdict on their fight for spousal rights.
Hello. We lost our case, but we made a difference.
As a result of Jim Egan's case, the Supreme Court ruled that sexual orientation is protected under the Charter of Rights, a landmark victory for the LGBTQ2 community.
Watch, play, and win every Monday night at 8 p.m. with Optimus TV Bingo on Rogers TV. Cards are available at multiple London locations and are good for all 3 games. Weekly jackpots total $3,000. Back here at the Western Fair Sports Center, 3-0 is your score in favor of the London Nationals. Not the start we were kind of expecting in this game, as most games, the two teams are very close matched. This one seemed very tilted in one direction.
Yeah, it's surprising, especially having Chatham being the leading game scorer for the Western Conference and them not having any goals or any really good chances on Barrie in the first period.
Having, without Simons in the lineup for them, it really hurts. Nationals otherwise, just some great work, some great hustle, and a couple goals that Nolan DeKoning probably wants back in that period there, especially probably that second or third one there to really point out. Bowers, his 6th, Nichols, his 1st, and Wood, his 2nd. Shots 10-10, so both teams got opportunities, but one team made the most of what they got.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would attest to even the London defensemen setting up that play in the zone, protecting their house, protecting Barrie, breaking out, and just capitalizing on those special teams heading down the ice.
I think the other thing that's a big key is with Aiden Barrie was that first save he made like 10 seconds into the game. The Maroons just walk in and he made just this lights out save. As you can see right here, right off the bat, Cunningham walks in, just a great save, and gets that mentality going right away.
Yeah, I would agree 100%. That's got to be a great confidence booster for the London Nationals heading into the rest of their first period, giving them that confidence. Another thing, too, to mention is Holmes is back in the lineup. Him with those big hits coming in gives London that confidence as well. Builds up the speed, the morale, the energy, and ultimately gets those goals up on the board for the London Nationals.
Absolutely. On the other end, Nolan de Koning did get pulled halfway, like three-quarters of the way through the period, did manage to make some big saves for the Maroons throughout the period, and then Luka Dobrik coming in as well. He's going to be relying on a lot to hold the fort going into the second period. What do you think of de Koning's performance other than those goals so far?
I think he held up well for the Chatham Maroons so far. It was a few just unlucky, through the 5-hole, he was outnumbered. His defense wasn't protecting him that great, and I think that's where London capitalized on the Maroons' weak spots is their defense tonight.
I think the other way, on the other end, we were talking about how the Nationals' physicality has been a big help for them. Really been a great job at clearing out that front of the ice presence, and just the physicality the Nationals have had so far tonight. They have not been afraid to throw the body around, which normally we don't see out of the Nationals lineup, but it's really picked up tonight.
Yeah, I would agree 100%. Even from the Maroons, we've seen that in previous games in their series with Kamoka having those players suspended, and Torrealba, who will be back for Game 4. And now Bryn Sandovi, who's also been suspended from this game, so we're not sure on the update of how many games he will get, if it's just this game or the next, but the physicality in the playoffs has definitely been stepping up.
Yeah, we're going to expect that to continue here as we get set for our second period right here on Rogers TV.
Saul, toast is burning.
Toast is not.
Every time she has a seizure, she smells something burning. Now, if we can provoke that smell by probing the surface of the brain, we'll find the source of the seizures. Mrs. Gold, do you feel anything?
And see the most wonderful lights.
And now what do you feel?
Did you pour cold water on my hand, Dr. Penfield?
Now what? What is it, Mrs. Gold?
Burnt toast. Dr. Penfield, I can smell burnt toast. Dr. Wilder Penfield. He cured my seizures and hundreds more. They say he drew the roadmap of the human brain. We just called him the greatest Canadian alive.
Are you a woman experiencing abuse? Do you know a woman experiencing abuse? Help is available any time of day or night. Sheltersafe.ca is an online map that helps you find a women's shelter or transition house that meets your needs so you can live a life free from violence. Sheltersafe.ca. Help is just a click away.
On this week's episode of London Lights, Dan talks to the curator of Banting House, Grant Maltman. They discuss the history of Sir Frederick Banting, his ties to London, and the discovery of insulin. Tune in Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. And taking a look at our Paul Duarte and Associates shots on goal, 10-10 for both sides, but the Maroons unable to get anything past Aiden Barry as of yet. And the Nationals are going to hope to keep it that way. Looking to our next contest here on Rogers TV. It will be Saturday night as we get set for Game 3 action here between the Maroons and the Nationals. That could be a huge game no matter what happens here. It could be 1-1 going into that series. It could be 2-0. And if it's 2-0 going in, that's a big statement if the Nationals or the Maroons get the win in that game. Get set here for our second period of action. Nationals will be starting out on the penalty kill for the first 17 seconds. So they're bringing out Lucas Chard and Jeff Burridge out there with McGowan and Arsenault, the normal top penalty killing unit. So expect to see a lot of the four of them every time they get out here for the penalty kill. On the other side, just seeing a bit of a equipment change up there for Galinsky on the bench as he comes out and gets set for the opening face-off. Puck is dropped and we are underway. The Maroons win that face-off, picked up by Galinsky. Gets to the blue line, but has to hold back. He'll just carry it across the blue line. Galinsky walks in, takes a shot. Barry, nice save, pad save to kick it in the corner. Galinsky gets it right back. Sent back to the blue line. Nichols almost jumps right on top of Zabo. And Nichols with a big hit. Burridge, nice play. Gets it over to Chard as he gets it across the blue line. Chard down low. He gets hit. 3 Maroons, 2 Nationals battle for the puck. To the blue line. McGowan takes a shot. That one goes, hits the side of the net. Wraparound chance. That one just goes wide again. French tries to keep it in the blue line. Now brought out by Galinsky. Nice defensive work by French. Now be brought across the blue line. Another great play by Chard. French brings it in. Set right back out. Chard gets pinned against the boards. Held there by Dittmer. Dittmer tries to get it in there. Nice back check by French as his hustle pays off. Dumps it down into the Maroon zone. Spence will pick it up. Sends it over to Zabo. Back over to Dittmer. Bowers steals it right back over on the stick of French. French walks in, gives it over to Chard. Chard over to Bowers. Bowers shoots and scores! Ryland Bowers scores again, his 7th goal in 7 games.
We're just seeing absolutely phenomenal teamwork in front of the Maroons zone for the London Nationals. We're seeing those passes are hitting your tape, and it's working out amazing for them.
Ryland Bowers on a phenomenal reception of that pass. Beautiful vision by Lucas Chard to dish that puck cross ice to him. And Ryland Bowers now on a absolute tear. That is 10 points in the 7th game of the playoffs for the Nationals.
Yeah, it looked like Chard was going to take that shot there, but he decided to pass it over to his teammate, and Bowers was able to put that puck in the back of the net.
Dobrik, no chance whatsoever on that play, as you just see him try to dive to make the desperation save. You just got to hope your defense can get there in time.
Absolutely. We've seen the Nationals do that time and time again, where they pull the goalie out of the net, they pass the puck over, and they're able to put that puck right in the back of the net.
Played by Burridge. Brought across the blue line by Wood. Wood tries to dish to Julian. Julian walks in, tries to get a shot. A great defensive work down low by Doyle, denies that opportunity. Brought back the other way comes Spence. Carries across the blue line, walks in, takes a shot. That one just misses wide. Onto the stick of Julian. Cross ice to Burridge. Burridge got a lot of space to go. 3-on-1 generating here. Right up front, shoots and scores! And the Nationals go up 5-0. The offense just pouring it on here at the Western Fair Sports Center as the Maroons are stunned here in the 2nd period.
We can just see the Nationals building off that momentum. Goal after goal after goal. They're just building on it and thriving on it. And that is how you play a hockey game, and that's how you continue to win. You can see the positivity. You can see the positive energy on the bench with the players jumping, giving high fives. And that is the exciting thing about playoff hockey.
Jacob Julian, his 3rd goal of the playoffs, as the Nationals absolutely just on a roll right now. Tried to get another one right out front. What I'm seeing a lot of, JC, is the cross ice pass. It's working flawlessly right now.
Yeah, we saw that again in their series with St. Thomas, and it's clicking for them. It's working for them, and they know what to do. Instead of, on that 4th goal, Chard almost taking that shot, but they know that cross ice pass works, and so that's why they choose to do it.
Walk right in again. Vanderzon tries to get a stick on it. It's hit in the corner. Made around behind the net, now brought out onto the stick of Clark. Clark, that gets blocked on the stick of Beaupre. Down. The Maroons player Graham loses his stick. Ace Roth over Arsenault. Arsenault to Vanderzon. Vanderzon will just tip it in. Played over to Clark again. Clark, lead pass. Brought across the blue line by Sculthorpe. He'll dump it behind the net. Played by McGowan. McGowan goes, and one of the Maroons players just topples right into the net. As Rory Elson, he just falls right into Barry. Barry gets up, no problems there. Going right in the slot again. Over to pass to Fluma. He walks in. He takes a shot. Blocker saved by Dobrik. Back comes out the other way. Seth Merritt. He'll dump it down low. Right out. Barry will try to put it behind the net. Again, as the Maroons will try to break it out of the zone, trying to get anything going here. Puck stolen once again there by Aaron. Now Elson. Elson almost gets teed up by Pasaflume. Puck comes across the blue line for icing, so offside, so the Maroons have to tag up again. Now onto the stick of Jeff Burridge. Burridge goes for a skate, carries it down the right wing side, makes his move inside. Nice play by Fancy as the two 19s connect. The Maroons will try to clear the zone. Almost a tripping call there. The Nationals looked like they may have got away with one. Brown deflects that puck in the air. Kept in the offensive zone. French will go after it. Spence dishes it over to Zabo. Zabo holds up. Nice little move. He gets that puck in the offensive zone off the stick of Cunningham. Now to Brown. Move inside. The Nationals clearing it out by Lucas Chard. Over to Bowers. Bowers moves it right into the slot. He had a streaking player going right to the net. Bowers again. He'll try to get a backhand out front. Still on his stick. Loose puck again. Bowers gets a hold of it. Backhand chance. That one goes off the post and then behind the net. Right again, all the way down into the Maroons territory. Spence, long pass. That one just can't be handled. And we'll go all the way back down for icing in the Maroons territory.
London's had some great momentum moving into this period like we've seen in the first period. And an interesting thing to note, in both periods, starting in the first, Barry had the first shot on net, he saved that. Second period, first shot on net, he saved that. And I think that's a great key going into both periods. As much as you don't want the first shot on net, having Barry have that and gain that confidence in both periods is a confidence builder for their overall team with the London Nationals.
Julie, another quick shot off the face-off win. Down low, Deacon Holmes helping out with the offense. Puck gets brought out onto the stick of Pace Roth. Pace Roth moves it by Gervais. Brought across the blue line, now on the stick of Wood. Wood walks in, trying to find a pass down to Julian. Gets tipped off the stick, still manages to find its way to target. Julian tries to hold the line, stolen by Cunningham. Cunningham cycles back. Puck over to the far side. Galinsky will pick it up. He'll try to bring it out. He gets hit hard there by Burridge. And then Cunningham tries to return the favor. Behind the net, Gervais tries to move the puck out front. Cunningham in there for support. Julian tries to push him off the puck. Pace Roth will find it. Lead pass over to Burridge. Burridge will come out. Partial 2-on-1. Burridge waits. Diving play out front. Loose puck again. Trying to get it on net. Still managed to stay out. Nice goal. Nice save there by Dobrik as he has to keep that pad tight to the post, or else that's finding a way in the net.
One thing to note about Burridge is he has phenomenal patience with the puck. He holds it, and it's worked out well for him. That's why he has the most goals in the entire league. He has such good patience with the puck.
He has done a phenomenal job throughout the regular season. 9 points coming into this game. Already has one more tonight, so 10 points in the 7 games. So him and Bowers tied for the team lead in points so far in the playoffs. And expect to see more from him as he's continued to lead. The reason why he won the GOJHL scoring title. Across the blue line, long shot. That one hits off the boards. Tries to clear the zone. Skolthorpe will put it back behind the net. Clark tries to pick it up. Now back on the stick of Graham. Skolthorpe takes it in tight, just off the blocker of Barry and kicked aside. Lead pass intended for Vanderzalm, a little too far out of his reach, and we'll go down for icing.
It's not surprising that this game is such a high-scoring game. However, I wouldn't expect it from just one side of the team. We don't just expect that from the Nationals. We were expecting to see a little bit more from the Maroons in terms of scoring, but the London Nationals defensemen have just been playing really well tonight in protecting Barry, and they haven't necessarily gotten those shot opportunities that they normally would against other teams.
Almost 8 minutes into the second period, the Maroons yet to register a shot on net. Just to put on how tilted the ice is right now in favor of the Nationals. as the Nationals have scored 2 goals on 5 shots. Back to the blue line, kept in by Whaley. Over to Zabo. Zabo takes a shot from distance. Gets blocked on the way to the net by Arsenault. Trying to get it out of the zone. Good work by Zabo. He holds the line. Another shot. That finally goes on net. Back to the blue line again. Zabo winds up, takes a big slap shot. Blocker to side again by Barry. Down low again. Maroons find a way to get a hold of the puck. Paranuzzi, he takes a shot. That one kicked aside. There gets blocked. McGowan. Tries to get it out. Stolen again by the Maroons. Loose puck down low. Gets the blue line. Zabo holds the line again. Merritt. Back to Zabo. Zabo, cross ice pass over to Whaley. Whaley trying to get across ice, but that one gets deflected off a stick and then goes into the corner. Merritt, back to the blue line. Zabo, he takes a big slap shot. That one goes off a stick and out of play.
We saw Barry get pummeled with a few shots there, and the London defenseman doing a phenomenal job of clearing those rebounds right out of the way. We can see Chatham trying to match the momentum of London, moving the puck quickly, taking those quick shots, and trying to get a goal here.
And they did get a few opportunities, but the Nationals defense still managed to keep the Maroons to the outside. They're not getting anything in the danger area. That's the big thing right now. A lot of those shots were from Zabo taking those shots from the point and just managed to find their way to the net, but not enough sticks in the way to get anything dangerous. Wood picks it up for the Nationals. Lead pass intended for Pasaflume. Gets across the blue line. Little new look lines here for the Nationals. They're just shuffling it up a bit. You got a bunker out there with Pasaflume and Wood. Galinsky, quick shot. That one gets tipped. Far side, Spence, he walks in, takes a shot. That one kicked aside by Barry. Behind the net again, Galinsky right out front, blocked by Monroe. Dished out to the neutral ice. Puck's going down a long way. Liam Doyle's going to be on it. Tries a little backhand pass, gets picked off by Bunker. Bunker puts it right out front. Wood can't get a shot off. Wood gets a steal right back. Now back on the stick of the Maroons. Across the blue line comes Brown. Brown has Galinsky with him. Brown takes a shot at a sharp angle. Kept into the blue line by Spence. Now onto the stick of Brown. Brown gets hit by Hagee, but manages to get it back over. Set down low by Miller. Monroe battling with Miller for the puck. Puck gets to the blue line, still kept in. Maroons trying to generate a bit of offense here. Pass gets sent right out front. Picked off by Pasaflume as that one gets sent out. Over to Brown. Nice defensive play, stolen off the stick there by Bunker. And the blue line, another shot. That one just flies wide. Behind that, over to Fancy. Picked up now by Miller. Miller, he blows a tire. Nationals going to bring out the other way. Here comes French with Bowers. French just overskates it a little bit. Maroons will bring it back the other way. Brown over to Fancy. Fancy tries a little backhand pass over to Brown, but just a little too much and catches the netting. Goes out of play.
We're seeing the Maroons trying to match the Nationals' speed here. It seems like they're falling just a little bit short, and the Nationals are keeping up that physicality and not letting the Maroons back into this game quite yet.
Face off to the right-hand side of Aiden Barry. Paranuzzi wins it. Barry picked up by the Nationals. Bowers carries it out. Nice pass, cross ice to French. French walks in, he takes a shot. Ends up right in the chest of Dobrik, and he'll hang on.
We're seeing the Nationals generate those plays for themselves, coming out of their own zone, forechecking into the Maroon zone, and we've seen a lot of that, and that's where they've scored the majority of their goals, the 3-on-2s, the 2-on-1s, and especially that cross-ice pass they're capitalizing.
Something that the Maroons really going to have to cover a lot more is try to just give up the body to try to get up, to stop that pass from going through no matter what, because it's been dynamite for the Nationals so far. Puck gets sent down low, played by Chard, stolen off his stick. The Maroons will bring it back the other way. Galinsky, full head of steam, carries it across the blue line, waits up, throws it over to Sabo. Zabo loses it. Now Pace Roth. Holmes. Pace Roth again. Little backhand pass off the wall. Zabo tries to keep it in. Cunningham will. Now gets sent back out again. French overskates it, but Char doesn't. Char right in the slot. Bowers takes a big shot as he walks into that one. And a nice glove save again by Dobrik.
We're seeing a lot of fast, quick shots tonight, especially that one just right out front by Bowers. You can see he really leaned into that, wound up, and he was ready for it.
Rylan Bowers doing everything he can. You can see he's hungry for the hat trick as he is looking for his first hat trick as a London National. Puck we picked up. Cross ice, now over to Burge. Now McGowan shot from distance. That one banks off the back wall, still kept in by the Nationals. Finally gets cleared. Arsenault gets pressured by Miller, sends it over to McGowan. McGowan, long pass just out of the reach of Julian. Now Wood, nice bank pass to himself. Rylan Wood carries in, over to Burge, just out of his reach, a bit too high, and Bowers couldn't quite get a piece of it. Wood again, still maintaining possession. Tries to put it down low to Burge again. Captured the blue line by Bowers, or by Burge. Julian, Burge walks in, takes a shot, blocked, loose puck, shoots, and scores! Jacob Julian takes all the time in the world to bury that one and put the Nationals up 6-0.
Jacob Julian just took that extra step with the puck and backhands it just in the corner of the net. Phenomenal teamwork again. We're seeing here time and time again from the Nationals. They're utilizing each other in the Maroon zone to pass the puck, move around, move the Maroons defensemen out of position, and score those goals.
That was one of the most casual goals I've seen scored. Jacob Julian, just as soon as he sees that he's got the open net, he's like, okay, I'll just hold on. Okay, now I'll backhand it into the net.
Exactly, so casual, so confident, and very quick to put the puck in the net.
With Julian as well, he has played in Chatham as well, so maybe a bit of that feel for it to get a little goal against his old team.
Yeah, for sure.
Or at least where he played.
Yeah, exactly. It's always got to feel good scoring against a team you once played for.
Now brought back out. Played by Hagee. Hagee gets it across the blue line. Vanderzom, he'll drive the net. Vanderzom draws a penalty, gets the puck over, almost gets another 2-on-1 opportunity. And things going from bad to worse here for the Chatham Maroons. Already down 6-0 and are going to the penalty kill.
London's keeping up that physicality here again. We're seeing it time and time again. The Maroons haven't quite matched that physicality, and rightfully so. They don't want to draw any penalties, especially when you're down 6 goals. So
Briar Dittmer heading to the box, 2 minutes for tripping, or for hooking. So Nationals get their first power play opportunity of the night, operate at 28.6% through the playoffs in the first round. See if they can get something going here. Burge can't get that shot through, now picked up by McGowan. Kept it at the blue line.
Yeah.
Down low. Over to Julian. Julian's looking for the hat trick now as well.
Chatham Company's number 47, Briar Dittmer, gets 2 minutes.
Back over to McGowan.
13:22.
Sends it over. Cross ice pass over to Burge. Burge tries to put it in front of the net. Can't quite get onto the stick of Chart. That puck gets stolen back the other way. Nice defensive play by McGowan. That would have been a 2-on-0. Wood across the blue line. Dishes down to Chard. Chard gets it tipped over into the corner. Julian will pick it up on the half wall. Jacob Julian cycles it back to the point. Cross ice pass to Wood. Over to Chard. Chard right in the slot. Gets it over to McGowan. McGowan walks in. He takes a shot. That gets blocked. Loose puck out front. Burge will pick it up. Burge will still hold on. Sends it behind the net. Over to Julian. Now to McGowan. The Maroons doing a good job keeping the Nationals to the outside. Cross ice pass. That one almost gets onto the stick of Wood. Down to McGowan again. Over to Burge. Burge takes that shot. That one goes off the side of the net. Maroons try to clear it out. Kept in by Wood. 29 seconds left here in the power play. Back behind the net again. Julian, nice little touch pass back to the blue line. McGowan, he'll hold on. Over to Burridge. Burridge winds up, fires. That one goes off a stick and out of play.
The Maroons' key to the game tonight was their penalty kill. So far, so good with 14 seconds left in their penalty kill tonight. They're looking to kill this off and regroup with an equal man play and hopefully get the puck down into the national zone and be able to capitalize on some goal opportunities.
Nationals bring out the second power play unit. Face off won by the Maroons. Spence will get a hold of it and just clear the zone completely. And that should clear off the last 10 seconds or so of the power play. Loose puck down low. Stolen by the Maroons. Quickly stolen back by the Nationals. It's Barry a little too nonchalant playing the puck down low. Laid out by Liam Doyle. Holds on to it. Has pressure on him by French. Bowers almost gets the steal off him. Brought across the blue line by Graham. Graham walks in, takes the shot. Nice save again by Barry.
Barry has been playing very well tonight. He's not been letting off too many rebounds and been quick to cover that puck, and he's been throwing the puck like a hawk tonight. He's just on it, especially I think those two shots in both the first and second period gave him that confidence that he needs to have a good game tonight.
Strap on Barry's helmet snapped off there. A little bit of equipment maintenance. But Barry doing a great job, as you said, really tracking the puck well, standing tall in his net, cutting down those angles, and making sure when the Maroons get those shots through, they don't have anything to shoot for. Another shot on net. That one finds a body on the way through, and Barry easily just slides it to the side. Holmes just floats it out into neutral ice. Picked up by Spence. Brought back into the Nationals territory. Puck gets sent out. Played by Holmes. Now into the offensive zone. French will pick it up. French tries to throw it out front. No one there to collect the pass. See Nichols out there with French and Bowers. Bouncing puck comes all the way down. Monroe will pick it up. He has to cycle behind his own net. Bouncing puck hits off a stanchion. A little bit of an awkward bounce as Brown tries to capitalize on it. Sent around to the far side, played by Doyle. Doyle takes a hit, but gets it down low again. Graham can't handle the pass. Nationals will try to get it out again. Pass to Flume, gets it through the blue line and will clear the zone. Nichols in there for support. Stolen back by Spence. Spence across the blue line. Carries it to the slot area. Chance that pass a little too hot for Elson to handle. Sent over to Fancy on the far side. Monroe will pick it up. Banks it off the boards. Now onto the stick of Bunker. Bunker will carry it across the blue line, brings it in the offensive zone. He turns back, gets it right into the slot, kept it at the blue line by Monroe. Thomas Monroe, he'll skate it down to the corner, doubles back. Tries to get a pass to a streaking Beaupre, still kept it at the blue line. Curtis Heggie behind the net. Still holds onto it, tries to put it out front, ends up leaving it there for Vanderzom. Gets a little help there from Bunker. Bunker and Vanderzom battling for the puck. 3 Maroons, 2 Nationals. Vanderzom tries to get a little back pass, but that one gets stolen and brought the other way by Clark. Clark across the blue line. Can't quite get the pass through. Fancy will get it through. Tip play. That one just slides right through the crease and ends up on the far side. McCracken, he'll try to get it out. We'll keep it in the zone. They will finally get cleared by Monroe. Brought back the other way. Across the blue line comes Galinsky. He takes a shot. Barry gloves it. Goes right back to Galinsky, but he can't get the rebound up. Walker across the blue line. Bowers. Nice pass right in the slot area. Beautiful chance. Beaupre gets a piece of it, but not enough to put it in.
They love that cross-ice pass.
Rylan Bowers again. Brings it in. He'll just throw it into the far corner. Almost clears the zone and will. Cunningham. Nice play by Frentz. Almost picks off his own play. McGowan behind the net. Rims it around the board. Picked up by Bowers. Bowers gives it to Chard. Chard ends up behind his own skates. Finds the puck anyway. Send to the offensive zone. Lucas Chard, he falls down right in the slot. Bowers waits, tries to get another shot on. Right down low and held onto by Dobrik. As Bowers not liking his chances, he's on his off foot. He can't quite get his shot off, but it'll be held on to nonetheless.
Again, we're seeing that phenomenal patience with the puck from Bowers just there on that play. He holds onto it maybe for a second too long, but it's better than just throwing the puck away.
It's off now to the left-hand side of Luka Dobrik. Burge out there again. Arsenault over to Julian. Julian tries to get it in tight, but that one gets picked off. Stolthorpe will pick it up. Now to the stick of Julian. Julian can't get into the offensive zone. Stolthorpe will pick it up again. Rolls it down into the corner. Arsenault will be the first one there. He tries to throw it around the corner, picked up by Graham. Gary passed right to the blue line. Kept in by Zabo. Now to Wood. Wood tries to get it up. We're going to see another penalty coming here to the Maroons.
You can tell the Maroons are getting a little bit frustrated with London's lead here tonight, and London's keeping up their pace and their physicality, and the Maroons are having to resort to those penalties in order to try to keep up with them.
That's not a bad penalty to take there, right there for Miller, because if Wood gets that pass off, you're sending Burridge and Julian gone on basically a 2-on-1, maybe even a 2-on-0, and that's another dangerous combination once again for those two. So that one's one of the few penalties that I think not a bad time to take. As the Nationals once again walk in, big shot by Bauer, still hunting for that third goal. The puck will be cleared out of the zone. And that'll be about 10 seconds left here in the period. Enough time for maybe one more rush. That gets brought out. Nichols tries to get a hold of it. Bowers will, brings it across the blue line. Almost picked up again, but that will do it as the Nationals put up 3 in the first and now 3 in the second, and will head into the second intermission with a commanding 6-0 lead here in Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals. We'll be back with more after this.
Ani, I'm Carolyn King, and I'm a member of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and the creator of the Moccasin Identifier. Philip Cote, an artist in Toronto here, took and redrew real moccasins. We're starting over with the children. The idea is that they would research whose land their school is built on, near, or what treaty area they're in. And the educational kit that we have has all that information in there. And the children just, love it. My dream is that this province will be covered with moccasin identifiers within the next decade, and they will forever know whose land they're on. That's the goal. Educate and awareness with a nice, simple little program called the Moccasin Identifier.
I started playing softball when I was 5 years old. I loved it because it was all about having fun with my friends, and it still is.
From little kids to adults to seniors, softball is a sport for everyone. Join us.
Do you enjoy watching Arby's Nationals hockey on Rogers TV? Then join the crew. Volunteers learn the skills needed to put on a show, including camera, graphics, audio, and more. Visit rogerstv.com/volunteer to sign up. And back here at the Western Fair Sports Center, Coach Dave Mastos not only spends his time coaching the players on the Nationals, but he's also a coach mentor with the St. Thomas Minor Hockey.
Coaches are always going to be evaluated on development of the players, but nobody develops the coaches. So I actually went to St. Thomas Minor Hockey and said, I'm back right now. Like, COVID happened, and I had time. And so it was basically skill development, and it was a lot of it, but I'm like, why don't we create a position where I'll coach the coaches? I don't want to coach the teams. I don't have the time to do that. But I will coach the coaches on how to coach their teams. The message is coming crystal clear from them. And it's worked out. Like they've got like constant access to me, and I like that. And they're comfortable calling me, and I don't know. It's a different concept, but you know, I just think like I can't walk into an accounting firm. I can't do your job. You do your job very well. I can't do it, but I can coach. And so I kind of just thought I would like to mentor the coaches. I'll let them coach their teams. I don't want to take onus on that. But if I coach the coaches and they become better, they get more knowledge, they get more information. It was one of those things where I just thought, you know, this is quite good. And it took a lot of time for it to evolve, but we're there.
Now, away from the game, Coach Mastos has a creative outlet to take his mind off the game.
Canvas paintings but you know what? The one thing that I do away from the game that really just it takes me into a place where if the game's taken over my mind and I feel like I'm getting derailed just a little bit, is I actually like to paint, like on canvas paintings, and it started out when I was a player and I was injured, and I always had that sort of artistic side of me when I was growing up. And then I started putting them in galleries and they started selling. And so like everywhere that my wife Sandy and I have been, there's pretty much a painting in our house of that's like our timeline. They're not all in the same room. Like but yeah, like it's a good escape for me. Like it's just nice. It's my skill.
An escape is something the Chatham Maroons are probably looking for right now as they trailed London Nationals 6-0 here after 40 minutes of play.
You know the story. When the RCAF said Mach 2 fighter, 2-place 1,000-mile range, the British said it was impossible. The Yanks tried twice and failed. They said, you're dreaming. We said, fine, we'll build it right here in Toronto. And now you guys, my guys, are saying that it can't be done, that they were right?
Now, that's the rocket that we used to get the model up to speed, and then the onboard sensor tells me.
Come on, baby.
Damn it! But we did it according to your specs. The specs have changed.
We did it.
Arrow 201. You're cleared for takeoff.
Although the government cancelled the project and destroyed the prototypes, the Avro Arrow remains for Canada a world benchmark in aerospace achievement.
One in 3 fatalities on our waterways is caused by impaired boating. Don't boat impaired.
Watch, play, and win every Monday night at 8:00 p.m. Play Optimus TV Bingo on Rogers TV. Cards are available at multiple London locations and are good for all 3 games. Weekly jackpot totals $3,000.
And back here at the Western Fair Sports Center, after 40 minutes of play, the London Nationals with commanding 6-0 lead over the Chatham Maroons. What we said after the first period pretty much resonates again here after the second, as this is not the game I expected to see. I expected a much closer contest, and the ice was tilted heavily for the Nationals, and now I think it's even more.
Yeah, I would agree. Not the game we expected to see tonight, especially with the London Nationals and the Chatham Maroons having a goal differential in the regular season. And with the Maroons having such a high-scoring season throughout the game with 202 goals, we definitely expected them to at least put some on the board tonight.
Yeah, between all the contests between these two teams, only one of them had a difference of more than 1 goal between them. So the Nationals offense absolutely just thriving throughout the entire game, and just you see it, just the confidence radiating off the team right now. Bowers, his second of the game and 7th for the playoffs, and Julian, his 3rd and 4th, and picked up a pair there, and Julian Burridge, a couple more assists as well. As the Nationals put up another 11 shots on the board. Maroons only falling with 6, so they're just falling behind in pretty much every major category right now. And when we start the third period, they're going to be on the penalty kill still after the Nationals pick up another power play, as the hustle the Nationals are showing continues to force the Maroons to make mistakes, and it's drawing penalties.
Yeah, it is, and not necessarily bad penalties, as you mentioned earlier. It's just the necessary penalties that they need to take to stop the London Nationals, because they don't have that speed, that agility, and that grit to keep up with them. And you can tell they're getting a little bit frustrated with the Nationals' 6-goal lead.
Now, looking between the pipes, Luka Dobrik has not had the greatest night so far for the Maroons, but he's doing everything he can do. And for most of the goals that went through, you can't blame him when he's just being let out to dry like he is.
Yeah, we can see the Maroons defensive team isn't being able to stop the London offense very well, as London's having great patience with the puck so far tonight, as we've seen in a few of their goals, especially in Bowers and in Burge so far.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. He's had some opportunity to be fantastic, but not where he needs to be, unfortunately. And it's more or less, at this point, it's on him just to basically just try to lock it down the best you can and just hope your offense can get something by the brick wall that is Aiden Barry on the other end of the ice, as he's picking up exactly where he left off at the end of the last series, playing some fantastic goaltending between the pipes and doing everything that the Nationals expect out of him, being the all-star that he is for the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And having those 2 first saves in both of the first and second period has to be a great confidence booster for him. And I think that started off the team well in both periods, and what has led them to get 3 goals in the both periods. It all has kind of started with Barry having that first shot on net and having the Nationals defense being able to regroup out of their own zone and carry the puck down into the Maroons' end.
Now, when your goaltender is playing this well, that really just brings confidence and radiates it out towards the rest of the roster, and we're really seeing that from the Nationals. Now, Braden Sandovi is removed from the game earlier for a boarding call, and I thought personally that once he was gone, the hitting might have slowed down a little bit, because he's one of the big physical guys for the Nationals. No such thing. It's continued to keep up there. Deacon Holmes being the lead for the Nationals.
Yeah, he's got to be a great man having on defense for them. He really holds the line, puts up a front, and doesn't let the Maroons forwards, and he's shutting them down. And I think that's why the Maroons have losing their confidence a little bit with having such a strong defensive lineup for the Nationals.
Absolutely. It's everything the Nationals need out of those guys, just coming in, playing some big minutes, just getting that momentum going for them. Now looking at the playoff tree here as what's left of it. 2 series left here in the Western Conference. The number 1 versus number 4 in the the number 6 team, number 5 team in the St. Mary's Lincolns, and then the London Nationals against the Chatham Maroons. Game 1, obviously, on right now between the Nationals and the Maroons. And then between Lincolns and Flyers, Game 1 will be tomorrow night, as the Lincolns are the only team to go to a 7-game series in that tightly contested game versus the LaSalle Vipers. The Flyers, on the other hand, just breezed their way past the Strathroy Rockets in a 4-0 sweep. So that could be the one benefit that a team like the Nationals had tonight. And then on the other hand, a team like the Lincolns have, is they're a little more fresh. They've played a game much more recently. As 4 games, you wrap up that series quick, great, you get the rest, but you might have that little extra rust heading into that next series.
Exactly, I would agree. And having that confidence coming off a series win and having the most recent game definitely carries on into the next series, as we've seen here tonight so far.
Now, going into the third period, if you're the Chatham Maroons, what do you try to do? Comeback is going to be tough. You want to try to do that, obviously, but if that is out of the question, what do you do to try to get something out of this game?
I think you try to limit the goals that you have. You got to build up those defensemen. You got to try to get pucks out of the front of the net, and the goaltender, there's not much they can do when they don't have that player support. So I think that they just have to try to throw everything in front of the net and just avoid more goals from being scored is the first step, and then they can kind of hopefully that'll give them the confidence to get the puck down into the National zone and hopefully capitalize on some scoring opportunities on Barry.
Worst case scenario, they start painting.
Yeah, exactly. Pick up a hobby like Dave Mastos.
And with that, we'll be back with our third period after this.
Leonard Thompson, 13 years old, diabetes mellitus, 65 pounds.
Starve the child to let them live? The treatment's as cruel as the disease. It's a death sentence.
Dr. Banting, this could be it. He's the first to receive this trial. But will it save him?
It's not pure enough. So we try again. And again. And again.
Before the discovery of insulin, diabetes was a death sentence. Banting, Best, Collip, and McLeod's breakthrough has saved millions of lives. Leonard Thompson's was the first.
On this week's episode of London Lights, Dan talks to the curator of Banting House, Grant Maltman. They discuss the history of Sir Frederick Banting, his ties to London, and the discovery of insulin. Tune in Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Looking at our Paul Duarte and associate shots on goal. After in the second period, the Nationals had 11 to Chatham 6, and for a total of 21-16 in favor of the Nationals after 40 minutes of play. And as always, looking at our next game, Game 3 of the Western Conference semifinal, will be right here on Saturday night at the Western Fair Sports Center and on Rogers TV, as always, same time, same place. And then our third period is brought to you, as always, by Collins Clothiers. Now, the Chatham Maroons are not showing any offensive power so far tonight. Could be without the lack of Cameron Simons in the lineup as well, and Lucas Fancy being shut down from the Nationals. But you got to keep an eye on these two. Simons will be back in the next game, and these guys are absolutely lethal when they're on the ice for the Maroons.
Yeah, for sure. Fancy, he's been pulling out the moves a bit tonight, but the London defensemen have just been shutting him down, and his team has not been giving him too much to work with so far tonight.
Both guys finished top 10 in league scoring, so they had 2 top 10 scores. Nationals only had 1 in that, being Jeff Burridge. And so the Maroons are going to lean on heavily on those two, either finishing out Game 1 here tonight or Game 2 in Chatham. Face-off won by the Nationals as they'll try to break it out. Bowers across the blue line, gets it to French. French overskates it a little bit, kept it at the blue line, or does not. Close play, and Monroe just can't hold the line, but we'll have an offside face-off outside the Maroon zone. So French lines up in the center ice. All right, in the face-off dot. That's Fancy. So the loss of Santa Fe, Nationals really putting that fourth line in a blender right now. You got Van der Zalm out there with French and Nichols. So it's pretty much a who's who of who's on that line there for the Nationals. I don't think I've ever seen these three play together before. So Bowers walks in, takes a shot, almost tipped out front by Van der Zalm. Puck gets to the blue line. Bowers holds the line, walks in, dishes it down low to French. French right out front again. Bouncing puck, Nichols can't hold on to it. Over to Bowers. Bowers throws it cross ice, nobody there. Nichols can't get a piece of it. Loose puck now, French has an opportunity, walks in all low, takes a shot, Barry with the glove save. He tries to get another play behind the net as he tries to get that short-handed goal. Try to get something past Aiden Barry. Here come the Nationals back the other way. Across the blue line, Van der Zalm. Over to French. French banks it out front. 10 seconds left here on the power play. Van der Zalm, he tries to bank it back. Delinsky will get a piece of it. He'll send it cross ice over to Doyle. Doyle, now to Spence. Spence lead pass for Galinsky. Stolthorpe comes out of the box. Galinsky carries across the blue line. Quick, it's stopped up by Arsenault. Great defensive work as he stands up his man quite easily. Across the blue line, McGowan gets across the red line, dumps it in. Played down low by Julian. Julian tries to get a hold of it, now gets the steal. Great stick lift, gets it down to Burridge. Going back by Galinsky. Burridge right out front, over to Julian. Julian spins, takes a shot. That one just misses wide. Julian looking for a hat trick for himself as well. Arsenault takes a shot from the blue line. That one finds its way to the back of the, it hits the back behind the net and then goes wide. Burridge, cross ice, over to Arsenault. Back to McGowan. McGowan, he'll walk in. Looking for that pass out front. Still holding on. Now to Arsenault at the blue line. Back to McGowan. McGowan just throws it on net. Puts it wide. McGowan right out front. Does get a tip there by Julian. That one just goes wide again. Cunningham gets a piece of it. Stolen quickly by the Nationals. McGowan, he'll try to break it down low again. Little spin pass. Julian wasn't ready for it, but Wood will be there to collect it. Wood right in the slot, try to hit Burridge. Gets into the skates of McGowan. McGowan will have to clear the zone and regroup again. McGowan, Burridge, he'll just tip it in as he goes off for a change. Nationals changing everybody except Julian. Spence goes off his stick, played by Vanderzom. Vanderzom having a pretty solid game so far. No points to show for it, but has been all over the ice. Over to Holmes. Holmes winds up, fires that one. That one hits Doyle right out front, goes wide. Vanderzom tries to get a tip off his skate. Just misses that, and that one goes into the netting by Doyle. And so the faceoff will stay in Maroons territory. Nationals controlling everything to start here in the third period.
Yeah, at the start of the period, the Maroons did have a good chance by Lucas Fancy here. You can see they're not quite giving up yet, and then the play turns around and ends up heading back into the Maroons zone, where London had another great opportunity, a nice little move there, and almost capitalized on another goal.
Another face-off won by the Maroons, played by Clark. He dishes it back to Zabo. Now brought up by Brown. Brown, cross ice pass, that gets blocked. Ends up in the skates of a few players. Nationals will pick the puck up, send it back into neutral ice. Clark will try to hold on and try to move it into the offensive zone. Luckily brought in now by Dittmer. Tries to get the puck over, now over to Vanderzom. Back into neutral ice. Clark and Dittmer playing a little back and forth. Lead pass for Brown. Now across the blue line to Fancy. Fancy gets hit hard as he gets sandwiched by two players. Penalty coming here to Deacon Holmes. Fancy nowhere to go on that play as Brown will try to bring it in. Across the blue line, takes a shot, blocked away by Barry. Behind the net, over to Clark. Clark will go try to get it. Now finally touched up by Holmes, and he'll head off to the box. I'll take another look at this because I don't think Fancy has much place to go here as just Deacon Holmes tees him up and catches them a little high. And it's going to get called as a hit to the head, it looks like, so Holmes might get the game as well. We'll have to wait to see.
Yeah,
nope, he's just going to have a seat in the box. He will get a 10, but not the game.
We've seen him keep that physicality up throughout the entirety of the game, which is a good thing for the London Nationals as it gives them that momentum to keep moving, gives them that confidence throughout the game. But now we're seeing the Nationals have a 3-on-5 against the Maroons. This is in the Maroons' favor. This is, a 4-on-5. This is what the Maroons kind of need to maybe give them that confidence moving into the third period.
Unfortunate play for Holmes. He did catch Fancy in the head, which obviously Fancy hopefully is all right after that play, but that unfortunately can't happen when you have a guy who's about 6 or 7 inches taller in height difference. So
yeah, for sure.
But either way, the Maroons on the power play have an opportunity to try to break the deadlock here that the Nationals will put up. Paranuzzi. Tries to bring it across the blue line, gets it to the blue line, but can't clear the zone. Played by Graham. Over to Spence. Lucas Chard, the lone attacker. Cross ice now brought out. Across the blue line by Fancy. Fancy, he walks in, gets it right into the slot, taken down right in the slot by the Nationals. And they'll clear the zone again. Brought back in again. Across the blue line. Picked off and now sent back down the ice again. Seeing a little jarring going on right at the National zone. As Haggy getting into it with Spence. Whaley, lead pass, cross ice now, over to Brown. Brown across the blue line, Beaupre right on top of him, gets some help from Haggy. Haggy, nice physical hit in the corner. Whaley, cross ice pass, another shot for the blue line, that one gets tipped. Barry kicks it away. Beaupre, he'll just backhand it into the neutral ice. Onto the stick of Brown again. Brown throws it to an open wing. 13 seconds left in the power play. Back on the stick of Spence. Oh, Zabo down low. Wants to battle forward with Arsenault. Arsenault gets there first. Tries to clear the zone. Kept in by the Maroons. Nichols back on the ice as he was serving the home penalty. Arsenault down low. Picked up by Brown. Back to the blue line. Whaley, he takes a shot. That gets blocked. Over to Arsenault. Puck gets cleared out in neutral ice, picked up by Whaley. Whaley will try to turn and get some offense generated here for the Maroons. Across the blue line. Gets rubbed out along the boards by Nichols. Now to McGowan. Flips it out, stolen out of midair by Paranuzzi. Sends it over to Fancy. We'll just throw that down into the corner. Arsenault will get a piece of it. Tries to clear the zone. That gets blocked behind the net. Paranuzzi will pick it up again. Tries to throw it right into the slot. That one almost ends on the stick of Elson. But clears the zone back into the Maroons territory. Now over to Spence. Spence, lead pass for Elson. Carried across the blue line. Can't quite get the shot off as that's stolen by McGowan. McGowan will just try to rim it around, keeps it in at the blue line by Doyle. Now stolen back by the Nationals. Over to Wood. Wood tries a little backhand pass to Julian. That gets blocked and sent back into the Nationals territory again. Maroons really starting to dictate a bit more of the pace here in the third. Still nothing to show for it. Another shot quickly from the blue line. Nice pad save by Barry, kicks it away. And finally back into Maroons territory. Spence on it, Woods on top of him. Gets some help. Now sent back to neutral ice again. Pace Raw. Cross ice to Monroe. Now over to Burridge. Burridge, lead pass for Julian. Julian, he tries to walk in. He gets pushed into the corner by Doyle. Now we picked up by Galinsky. Galinsky, nice lead pass for Spence, but Burridge denies the attempt. Back into the slot, tries to hit Burridge with the pass. Burridge bats that one out of midair. No high stick on the call. Here comes French. He walks in, takes that shot. That one just goes wide. Rebound attempt by Monroe. Monroe, backhand, down low. Julian holds on, tries a backhand shot, and scores! Jacob Julian buries the hat trick. And the Nationals go up 7-0.
See the Nationals time and time again capitalizing on those opportunities in the Maroons' house. What we said the Maroons need to do in order to shut down the London Nationals is keep those players in front of the net and move the puck out, and they just haven't been doing that, and we saw that again here. They were unable to move the puck out, push those National players out, and it ended up in a hat trick for Jacob Julian.
And Julian just left all alone, and we talked about patience quite a few times tonight, Jaci, and another great image of that is just how great Julian has been throughout this game with his patience. His last 2 goals, he's just had all the time in the world.
Absolutely, and he makes it look so easy when he does it.
Very nonchalant and just taking it easy are the Nationals so far in this game. Now just over 10 minutes to play as they, barring a tremendous collapse, should cruise to a Game 1 victory here. Clark will walk in. He takes a shot. Barry will hold on once again. And a scrum ensues in front of the Nationals net. Fancy ends up on the ice.
We're seeing the Maroons utilize Fancy a lot. He's had a lot of ice time so far in this third period. They're heavily relying on him as their goal scorer with their captain out tonight. And you can tell Fancy's just getting tired out. The London Nationals are beating up on him a bit, especially with that Holmes previous hit, which resulted in a penalty. So you can tell the Maroons are heavily relying on Fancy tonight.
Looks like Holmes did get sent out anyway, as he is no longer in the box or on the bench. He's been sent back to the Nationals dressing room. So he'll join Sanavy. Deacon Holmes a bit all over the place tonight, helping out with the Nationals' first goal, second goal of the game, and then ends up with a couple big hits, and then gets kicked out for a penalty. Picked up now by Noah Arsenault. Arsenault throws to an empty wing. Clark will try to pick it up. Ends up in the skates of the lineman as he has to try to jump his way out of the chaos. Brought across the blue line by Dittmer. Dittmer down low, puts it out front to Fancy. Fancy can't get a stick on it. Now over to Chard. Chard circles back. Buckets left as the Nationals will go for a line change. Heggie tries to get a pass off, but fans on it. Does get to its destination onto the stick of Bunker. Bunker backs it into the corner. Bouncing pass right into the slot. Vanderzon walks in, takes the shot. That one bounces over the net. Bowers tries to put it out front. Picked up now by Clark. Nice play again by Vanderzon. He deflects that back into the Maroons territory. Dittmer throws it hard around the boards. Picked up by the Nationals on the far side. Pace Roth over to McGowan. McGowan just lobs that into the offensive territory. Zabo will pick it up. He sends it out, gets right to the red line. Again onto the stick of the Nationals. Now to Monroe. Monroe, big cross-ice pass. Bouncing puck, can't be held there by a pass of Flume. Played down in the corner, backhand pass by Whaley, can't get enough on it. Another fanning passes of Maroons, can't quite get anything crisp going here as they finally get it out of the zone. Big hit again by Vanderzon. Lucky he didn't get hit from hitting from behind on that play. Another shot, that one gets tipped and scores. The Maroons finally find a way through and break the shutout for Aiden Barry.
That was a nice shot from the point by Whaley. You know, the Maroons players were in the net blocking Barry's view. London wasn't quite able to move them out of the way, out of the zone, and that's how they were able to get that score opportunity. It looked like it was a high
tipped.
High tip shot.
Paranuzzi, I believe, got the last piece of it as just great vision by him. Barry, not much of a chance on that one. Read the initial shot well, but just great hand-eye there by Paranuzzi as that puck's coming in. And the Maroons finally get on the board here with 8:30 left here in the third period.
It's nice to see the team hasn't let up and they haven't let the Nationals lead get them, and they're still showing that character and showing that fight throughout the game.
I think in the playoffs, that's something the coaching staff will not even allow to be even a thought, is giving up, because no matter what, it's the playoffs, it's do or die. So the Maroons will not be giving up, I think, for any of these games. Captain just goes right to the blue line. Spence almost holds the line, but just a step too slow. And we'll have a face-off just outside of the Maroons' territory. 8 minutes left here in the third period. 7-1 is your score in favor of the London Nationals. 23-22 are your shots in favor of the Nationals. So once again, Nationals making the most out of the shots that they're getting, and the Maroons haven't been able to do the same.
Yeah, it's interesting goal differential when the shots are fairly close. Just the London Nationals being able to capitalize on those goal opportunities, but the Maroons not so much.
Puck gets brought in Arsenault. He'll rim that around, picked up by Wood down in the corner. Spence will steal it off his stick, but Doyle tries to clear it out. Gets it on the stick of Merritt. And all the way back down to the Nationals territory. Galinsky tries to get a piece of it. That'll get brought just offside. Galinsky couldn't quite get back onside in time.
The London Nationals are showing fans everything they want to see tonight. They're seeing the physicality, they're seeing the goals, they're seeing that hunger for the puck tonight, and it's just been an overall great game for the London Nationals tonight, where the Maroons haven't quite been able to keep up with them.
Face-off won by the Maroons, picked up by Spence. He'll dish it over to Brown. Brown will tap it in the offensive zone. Played down low by Miller. Miller tries to move it out front, ends up on the stick of Jacob Julian. Julian tries to break it out, just ends up throwing that off the leg of Miller. Favors that one just a little bit. Miller will keep it in the zone, but can't quite handle that pass. Now be brought back the other way. Here come the Nationals. Cross the blue line, just a bit too slow, and a chance for a 3-on-2 generating. Wood makes that extra move as he crosses the red line, but just a little too much as we forced the team last night.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of quick speed with the London Nationals tonight, and them getting a lot of opportunities with 3-on-2s on the Maroons and 2-on-1s, which has generated those goals for them breaking out of their own zone.
Arsenault, nice little backhand pass, tries to clear the zone, can't quite do it though. McGowan will try to do it this time. Gets up to the half wall, Spence holds the line, takes a shot from the blue line, finds its way and tipped again out front. And the Maroons had a second goal on the board.
The Maroons have found the momentum, they're getting in the groove. On that one goal after the other, you find it's easy to kind of bounce off and build off of that. Another goal from the point. I find that they found that that's working for them, just to kind of get in Barry's way, clear his vision, so he can't see the puck and can't stop it.
David Brown, beautiful tip. Barry, no chance whatsoever again, as goes over for the initial shot. That tip just made the puck move about 5 feet to the left. Phenomenal shot and great tip. Pace Roth, he'll try to clear it into the zone. Tip play by French, gets it into the offensive zone. It's stolen right back by the Nationals. Now on the stick of French. French across the blue line. Moves it down and into the corner. Bowers applies some pressure. Picked up now by Zabo. Here's his zone. Back the other way. Pace Roth will corral it behind his own net. Over Monroe. Back to Pace Roth. Off the board to French. French tries to clear the zone. Two Maroons get up right on top of him as that finally clears the zone. Over to Monroe. Monroe crosses the blue line, tries to take a shot. That one gets tipped. And the Maroons are going to try to counterattack the other way. Delansky, great smart plays. He has to cross the blue line, but it would have been offside. And just leaves it. The Nationals bring it into the offensive zone. Vanderzon, all alone down low against 4 Maroons. And Chatham will clear the puck down the length of the ice. Barry, long pass. Ends up right onto the tape of Pasaflume. Now to Pace Roth. Pace Roth down low. Pasaflume takes a shot, tightly shoots and scores! James Pasaflume scores his first goal of the playoffs as the Nationals extend the lead again, 8-2.
That play started from Barry. You know, I almost wanted to give that assist to Barry because that was an unreal pass. Love to see when a goaltender gets involved in the play. He passed it down the ice, and that's what generated that another goal opportunity. And again, as we saw right in front of the zone, all of the London's goals have been close in the Maroons' house, where the Maroons' goals have been outside of the house, and we can attest that to London being very good at protecting their house and clearing the Maroons out of the way.
Puck gets back to the blue line. Arsenault, he'll take a shot from distance. That one gets blocked. Played down low by Bunker. Nationals' fourth line generating its second goal of the game. And all 4 lines have been rolling for the Nationals throughout this entire contest. Vanderzon, he'll try to clear the zone, gets it to the blue line, held in by Clark. And we're going to see another penalty coming here, this time to the Maroons.
That was Pasaflume's first goal with the London Nationals. He only played 13 games with them. This is his first goal so far. 8 of their 7 goals, which is pretty good for them on their roll.
Yeah, we saw Pasaflume, especially in his first few games with the Nationals. He generated a lot of offense and was getting a few chances up with some of the higher lineups because the Nationals were injury-ridden throughout the entire lineup at the time. but he's found a role with the team and has done a great job when in the lineup. And hey, chipping in offensively whenever you can will make sure he stays in the lineup. Face-off won by the Nationals, but the Maroons will clear down the length of the ice. Burge has to hustle hard as he has Brown right on top of him.
Gets 2 minutes for slashing.
It'll be a slashing penalty coming to Cameron Graham.
Graham, 2 for slashing.
Nationals clear the zone. Whaley will just throw it right back. Picked up by McGowan. McGowan lead pass to Wood. Wood gets pressured, but Wood just dumps it into the offensive zone. Guard will try to get in there. Zabo gets a hold of it, can't quite get out of the zone. Back to Wood. Down low, picked up by Chard. Chard right out front, takes a shot by Bowers. Bowers puts it out front to Julian. Julian can't quite get the tip. He gets knocked down. Lead pass for Chard. Chard just a little too much as Julian was still trying to get up and get out of the zone. So we'll have an offside and regroup outside of Maroons territory.
The Maroons doing a really good job on the penalty kill tonight, as their key to the game was penalty killing. And so far, the London Nationals have not been able to score on them on the power play.
Face-off, we're going to go for an intentional offside, so we come all the way back down into Nationals territory. So French in the face-off circle against Galinsky. Galinsky gets the face-off win. Just banks it back down behind the Nationals net. Picked up now by Vanderzalm. Vanderzalm over to French. French will carry it out, tries to do a nice little play, get it around, gets it. Brought in the offensive zone now by Vanderzalm. Over to Nichols. Nichols tries to dish it down to Bowers. Back to Nichols. Great plays. Nichols gets it over to French. Puck gets hit by, still holding the line. Bowers now. Bowers cross-ice pass, gets it over onto the stick of Nichols. Nichols walks in, right out front, bouncing puck, still loose. Trying to get another shot on net. Back to the blue line, Monroe. Over to Bowers. Bowers takes the shot, had the wide open cage and just put it wide.
Can tell he's hungry for that hat trick tonight.
You know that you can see the team wants him to get it.
Exactly, they're feeding him the puck constantly.
Circling back here is Monroe. Over to Bowers. Bowers cross ice. Nice tip play there by Vanderzalm. Vanderzalm down in the corner. He gets knocked down. Puck gets rimmed out. Penalty does expire, so we will have an icing here as the tired penalty killers for the Maroons have to stay out. And the Nationals will get some fresh legs.
That'd be pretty exciting if Bowers would be able to pull off that hat trick. Have a double hat trick from both him and Julian tonight. You know, 2 goals from one player and 3 goals from another is already impressive enough, but just that hat trick would hit the sweet spot for them.
And you can see, I think the coaching staff wants them to get it as well, because you're seeing that second power play unit get a lot more time. They're just putting them out there. It's like Pasaflume blows a tire right down the corner, still manages to stay right on the puck. The Maroons will try to clear it around. Arsenault throws it behind the net to Beaupre. Beaupre out front, tries to hit Pasaflume. Bags up on his stick again. Now to Beaupre. Now to Pasaflume, right out front, tries to hit Bunker with that pass. Just gets picked off on the way. Arsenault, great chance of shot on net. Pasaflume gets a tip on it. Beaupre, he gets knocked down. Picked up by Beaupre again. Back to the blue line. Over to Arsenault. Cross ice, that pass gets picked off. Here comes Graham. Graham's got a 2-on-2. Or Skolthorpe. Skolthorpe tries to get over to Graham. That gets picked off. Here come the Maroons the other way. And the Nationals. They'll just flip it down and they'll go off for a change. Clark picks it up behind the net. Minute 30 left in the game. Goes for icing and we'll regroup again in the Maroons territory.
So minute 30 left in the game tonight. The shots are 26-23 for the London Nationals. We've seen a lot of goals tonight. What we expected a little bit more from the Maroons.
French wins that face-off and picks up the puck for the Nationals. Gets it across the blue line, gets sandwiched by a couple Maroons players, still kept in the blue line by Vanderzalm. Sent down low. Clark avoids the play by French. Now the puck gets sent out, brought by Elson. Sent back the other way by the Nationals. Nichols just gets a hold of it and backhands it into the offensive zone. Zabo tries a breakout for the Maroons. Gets it over to McCracken. McCracken will throw into the offensive zone. Walensky will pick it up. Bunker tries to clear the zone, still held in. Now over to McCracken. McCracken winds up and fires that one into the zone again. Maroons just giving the Nationals all kind of space here as the clock just winds down.
We're seeing that patience with the puck again tonight, trying to kill off that time on the clock.
Heggie back behind the net, over to McGowan. 23 seconds left here in the game. 8-2 will be your final here in favor of the Nationals as they come out with a statement win over the Chatham Maroons here in game one. Absolutely dominant performance for the Nationals and some great performance between the pipes for Aiden Barry as well. And with that, the final buzzer goes. Nationals win in a just stunning fashion as to what we expected out of this contest. As we will be back with the Paul Duarte and Associates Nationals postgame show after this.
In the Edmonton Arena, everyone is feeling the pressure on the Grabs as they await the American champs. Here's the Cleveland favorite Knits now, and boy, do they look impressive.
Look at their uniforms. I bet you could sure run in smart shirts like those.
Not that. Look, world champs, my eye.
Grads, we don't play for glory. We play the game for the game's sake. So tonight, you're going to earn that title by playing your game. Teamwork, passing. Let's show them what it means to play the Grads.
Were champions for 25 years. The record of 502 wins and only 20 losses is unmatched in all of sport.
Duarte and Associates Nationals postgame show here at the Western Fair Sports Center. Nationals win 8-2 in Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals against the Chatham Maroons. Wow, that's basically how you describe this game. Just right off the top, what went right for the Nationals tonight?
Everything went right for them. They were doing everything they needed to do. They had their speed up. They had their agility. They had that grit and that fight in them. And you could tell right from the bat they wanted to win this game tonight. And that's exactly what they went out and did.
On the other side, what went wrong for the Maroons?
I wouldn't say they played necessarily a bad game. It wasn't necessarily too obvious that the Nationals dominated. They definitely dominated, but it wasn't to the extent that the scoreboard showed tonight. The Maroons played a fair game. Their goaltending, there's not much you can do there when their first goaltender got pulled tonight, and they did everything they could. They just weren't good on their defensive end. And in the third period, they put 2 goals on the board and rebounded and came back just a little bit.
If you look at how the periods went, Nationals won the first period 3-0, won the second period 3-3, and they tied the third period 2-2. So if you're the Maroons, that's what you take away. At least you didn't lose all 3 periods. You come away with something because you were pretty flat throughout the rest of the game. As you look at tonight's 3 stars of the game, not too surprising who we see on the board there.
Exactly, yeah. We see Ryland Bowers tonight with the first star. He played a fabulous game tonight, putting 2 goals on the board for the London Nationals. Jacob Gillian being our second star tonight with a hat trick. And no surprise, Jeffrey Burge, our third star tonight, putting some points up on the board for the London Nationals as well.
It's not the scoring race between the Nationals we expected here, as we have Bowers now with Burge, the 1-2 on the team in team scoring here throughout the playoffs. And with that, we'll be back with more of the Paul Duarte & Associates Nationals postgame show.
Hi everyone, my name's Ranger M. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Calling all journalism students. Omni Television is once again awarding scholarships to qualified students pursuing a career in third language journalism.
I am very grateful to be one of the recipients of the Omni TV scholarship. This scholarship gave me hope. It made me see that there is space for people like me in the media industry.
Omni is home to a variety of locally produced current affairs programs and daily national newscasts, broadcast in 6 languages. To learn more about Omni scholarships, visit omnitv.ca/scholarships.
For more information about the vaccine and eligibility, visit healthunit.com. To book an appointment, call the number on your screen or book online at covidvaccinelm.ca.
Are you a fan of Nationals hockey here on Rogers TV? Then join the crew. We are looking for dedicated volunteers to join us. Volunteers learn the skills needed to put on a show, including camera, audio, graphics, and more. Visit rogerstv.com/volunteer to sign up. Back here at the Western Fair Sports Center. The back and forth we expected out of this game didn't really turn into what we saw on the ice. As right off the bat, I think goaltending was the big key here to start the game. As we saw Aiden Barry start off really solid with that great play, and then just the offense just kicked in off that. Just goal after goal after goal by the Nationals, really just piling it on as the game went on. All started with just what seemed like just a great play right out front, and the broken down defense. That's basically how it started.
Yeah, exactly. The Nationals were able to penetrate the Maroons' home in that key zone, and just all of their goals were scored right in that sweet spot where we saw the Maroons weren't able to get into the London zone as much, and that's where they were forced to take their goals from outside of the Nationals' home and score from the blue line and have it tipped in on Barry, because Barry still on his head tonight for the London Nationals, and the Maroons weren't able to get too much of it.
The rest of the goals the Nationals did manage to pick up here. A lot of it was breaking on that 2-on-1, that cross seam pass. You can see right here on the second goal by Julian, as that top line, those top 6 guys for the Nationals just clicking on all cylinders tonight. Anything they touched turned to gold. And Jacob Julian, just the beautiful patience he had all game for the Nationals. Just amazing work here, and there's his hat-trick goal. Just waits, then puts the backhand up, goes off the post and in. And can't say anything bad about what these two goals by the Chatham Maroons. Some phenomenal tips right out front. This one especially I thought was amazing by Brown, as he just gets that puck moves a good 5 feet to the right for that to go in. And then Pasaplume putting in the final dagger in the coffin for the game, as we see there Bowers, Nichols, Wood in the first period for the Nationals, and then Bowers, Julian in the second. And then the Maroons finally get on the board, but not after Julian scores his hat-trick goal. And then Paranuzzi, Brown, and Pasaplume ending it there. Shots on goal for all 3 periods, 26-23 in favor of the London Nationals. Felt very low shot totals, especially in that third period, only seeing 7-5 in favor of the Maroons in the third. Maybe the scorekeeper wasn't very trigger happy tonight.
Yeah, I would agree, especially for two high-scoring teams in the regular season. You would expect to see a lot more shots, a lot more shot opportunities. The Maroons did not get the shot opportunities that they wanted tonight, as the Nationals did not let them into their zone, into their house at all, and they completely shut down the Maroons offense.
Yeah, I think right off the bat, the Maroons, they started out hot. They got that opportunity right off the bat, but I think they really let DeConing down to start the game. They had the first goal, broken play, unfortunate, and then he just gets left out to dry on the second and thirds. But when he was out there, he did make some saves. He did look solid for the time he was between the pipes for the Maroons.
Yeah, he played a really good game tonight. And then Luka Dobrik coming in, played a good game, but there's only so much a goaltender can do when you don't have those players in front of the net moving the puck off the rebounds. There's only so much you can do.
Absolutely. Dobrik coming in relief in an effort that you're already down 3-0 in the game isn't a great position to be in, and he didn't get much help either on many of these goals, but really came out to play when he had to make some big saves. The Nationals offense, as we said, was clicking on all cylinders, and it was up to him to try to hold the fort as much as he can. Unfortunately, did allow 5 goals throughout the rest of the game, but just the Nationals offense just continued to come at him every second. So he's just going to hope that his defense can come out a bit more and help him out coming into game 2. Another thing as well, just looking at it, he was battling it a bit. You saw it after that second goal, just getting left out to dry on that cross-ice pass. He tries to make the diving play for it. You could see he was battling the puck a little bit. He wasn't giving up too many big rebounds. I think it was more or less the defense that was the fault to him there. On the other end of the ice, Aiden Barry continues to be the stalwart that he was throughout the entire regular season for the Nationals. Continues to roll and was phenomenal from bell to bell.
Absolutely, yeah. Barry played a phenomenal game tonight, and we're going to test that too. He had that confidence going into all the periods with the early shots that he got, and London was able to regroup, break out of their zone, take it down to the Maroons zone, and they love that cross-ice pass. It seems to be where they have the most success. They really worked as a team. They were hitting the passes on the tape tonight and finding each other, and so, as we would say, clicking really well as a team overall tonight.
Yeah, they just did everything right in front of him, made Barry's job fairly easy. The 2 goals, as we said, both tip plays right out front. Not much a goalie can do. A tip play will happen, and those just go in. Like, unfortunately, that's the hardest thing for a goalie to save, is a tip when that's 10 feet, 15 feet outside of your crease. Now, looking at some of the offense the Nationals managed to generate tonight, the 2 key players, Rylan Bowers and Jacob Julian, I think were fantastic tonight. Jacob Julian picking up the hat trick in tonight's game wasn't didn't make too much noise in the first round of the playoffs. Only had 3 points in 6 games, but really came to play tonight.
Yeah, he came out and he made it look easy, which I can imagine it's not easy to score a hat trick, especially in the playoffs. But the Maroons defense kind of let him do that tonight, and especially with Rylan Bowers, they let him put 2 on the board as well. And they weren't too much of a force to be reckoned with, but there's not too much you can do when you have such a strong offense like the London Nationals coming at you.
Absolutely. And then Rylan Bowers, this playoff has been a coming out party for him. As we said in the player highlight earlier in the game, he's played all over the place. Played for Listowel a couple years ago. Now he's finally come home to play for his hometown London Nationals, and gets that chance to play here. And he's really making most of it tonight, or just throughout these playoffs. Just was all over the ice, made some some fantastic plays, right place, right time tonight, and just did everything right that Dave Mastos and the rest of the team could ask for.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree. They just came out, they played well, they were feeding off each other's energy tonight. You could see between the hits, the speed, the goals that they capitalized on, they just kept building off of that and getting better and better as through the game went on, and they just shut down the Maroons. But the thing that I really like about the Maroons is they never gave up. They came into the third period and they scored those 2 goals and saved themselves a little bit of pride at the end of the day.
That's the big thing for them takeaway for them is they managed to get that extra 2 goals in the third. So you're not coming away out of this game with an 8-0 shutout, which would have been basically devastating for the team, especially going back into Chatham for Game 2. And with that, we will be back with more of our Paul Duarte and Associates Nationals postgame show.
I'm Jennifer Slay, the host of What's Up London. Join me each week as I meet Londoners who are doing extraordinary things and helping to make the city a better place to live. Watch What's Up London Mondays only on Rogers TV.
Calling all journalism students, Omni Television is once again awarding scholarships to qualified students pursuing a career in third language journalism.
When I found out that I won an Omni scholarship, I honestly wasn't expecting it. Winning an Omni scholarship helped me realize that I chose the right career path by pursuing third language journalism.
Omni is home to a variety of locally produced current affairs programs and daily national newscasts, broadcast in 6 languages. To learn more about Omni scholarships, visit omnitv.ca/scholarships.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Tyler Fines, host of Off the Puck Hockey on Rogers Channel 20. We interview some of the biggest names in hockey and sports. Check us out, Rogers Channel 20, Off the Puck Hockey. Let's go.
And looking forward to Game 3 here on the Western Conference semifinals. We'll be here Saturday night at the Western Fair Sports Center as Chatham will try to be clawing their way back in the series. Down 1-0. Game 2 will be Friday night in Chatham. So big back-to-back head-to-head matchup. It's going to be a lot on the line for both teams, as always, here in the playoffs. Could go either way. Now, throughout this game, we saw the physicality was one of the big keys throughout the whole contest itself. It really started out early in the first period. We saw a lot of hits from both Sanofi and from Deacon Holmes as they were really the big focal points and bringing a lot of momentum to the team overall.
Absolutely, I would agree. And that's where it kind of started too. That builds the team's momentum. When you get those body contacts in, it hypes the team up. You get the momentum going. You're like, you just work together really well and you stand up for each other, and that's at the end of the day what leads to the success, and you get the ball rolling as a team and you just build off that momentum and continuously go on throughout the game.
Now there is that fine line that you don't want to cross during a game like this, and unfortunately with Deacon Holmes and Braden Sanofi, both of them did end up crossing it and were both ejected from the game tonight. We don't know how much what the consequences will be for that. If there is a suspension, if they're not, we will find out in the next few days. Deacon Holmes one, I think that one might get something, but with him, I think it was just an unfortunate circumstance with him being a big guy and then who's Fancy coming in, who's a smaller guy. So it's just like the size difference made it a part of the play there. But that's also on Holmes to make the play and bring his shoulder down lower so he's not making head contact. So unfortunately, those kind of things do happen. It's more or less about like, hey, if you get suspended, take it as a lesson, move on, and don't do it again.
Yeah, I can imagine the Nationals will probably be missing both Sanofi and Holmes if they are suspended for the next game. So that'll be a big impact on them because they are two huge key players in the physical aspect of the London Nationals game.
Absolutely. And then look, talking about suspensions as a whole, Chatham had a bunch of players out of the lineup as well tonight with suspension. You see Bakic, Simmons, and Welch, and all three had their impact on the games. The big one missing is Simons, as three 3 games, 2 points throughout the game, and was the team's one of the team's leading scorers throughout the regular season. Simons and Backick will be back for game 2. Welch, I believe we said game 4. So there's still going to be some more impact players coming back in the lineup for the Maroons. So do not take this one game as what it will be the rest of the series. Because I think Simon's going to make a big impact in game 2.
Yeah, exactly. These players are doing a really fantastic job of adjusting to missing players and filling in those gaps where they need to be filled in. But it's hard to kind of judge teams and really have a fair battle when both teams are missing players due to suspension. So hopefully later in the series, game 4, most of the players will be back and we'll have a real hockey game.
Now on the other side of the ice as well, the Nationals were missing one player as well, as Daniel Torrealba is also out with suspension. So it's tough to lose another player who's been a integral part of your depth scoring. 2 assists throughout the regular season, was a decent contributor throughout the regular season, playing on that second and third line, bouncing up and down there, was a crucial part of the Nationals' penalty kill. So losing him is a big hit, but hopefully when he comes back for game 4, the Nationals will be in a great position and should be able to use his help when he comes to the roster.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree. Going into game 2, it'll be the Nationals will be coming off that momentum, and I can imagine the Chatham Maroons are going to be hungry and be wanting to claw their way back in and prove themselves in game 2 at home.
Now, going through this game as well, one person who I had to keep an eye on throughout the entire game was Lucas Chard, one of the Nationals' best players on the team, number 2, second line center. Really makes an impact no matter when he's on the ice, and he just did a great job tonight. He didn't have any big offensive moments tonight, but throughout the regular season, he had no problem picking apart the Chatham Maroons anytime he was on the ice, and basically was just the boogeyman for the Maroons throughout the regular season.
Absolutely. Throughout the rest of this series, we can expect Lucas Chard to be hungry to put up some goals on the board against the Maroons, just as he did throughout the regular season.
And as you can see there, 8 points over 5 games. Just been fantastic throughout his entire time, including a hat-trick victory here on February 23rd, including an overtime winner in that epic game between those two teams. Nationals making a third-period comeback in that game as well. Really, that was a big driving force for the Nationals, who were on a bit of a roll back then as well. So it was a big win for them, and he's just dangerous every time he's on the ice. Right now, it seems the scoring touch is more or less going to go over to Ryland Bowers, but that combination with him, Bowers, and French is really made a big difference. With French especially, he's a guy who came into the roster as a call-up halfway through the season, and then basically earned his way onto the team, as got a nameplate, and then basically has been a key player as the games have gone through, got more important, and now he's found himself on the second line.
Absolutely. As Coach Dave Mastos, I mean, he's just trying new things, seeing what's clicking, seeing what's not, and tonight everything clicked for them. And it not necessarily in the playoffs do you want to have rearranging your lines and so and changing things up, but sometimes that's maybe what you need to do and have that second line or start for you and just change things up, and that's how the team dynamic will maybe work better at the end of the day. And tonight it ended up working out for them.
Yeah, it keeps the other team off balance because you don't know exactly what line's coming up to you, especially if you have that Burge line. That's a line that you know is, hey, that's their top line. They're going to come out with that line and really push us with that, and then they counter with the French line and the French and Chard line instead, and that was a big difference maker, I thought, tonight, and was really a big point for the Nationals. And with that, we will be back with our final thoughts here on the Paul Duarte and Associates National Sports Game Show.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
A Heart and Home original series. When Calls the Heart returns with an all-new season.
Constable? I wrote this as a love letter to my son and to everyone else in this town.
I can't quite outrun my past. We're on the threshold of a new era here.
When Calls the Heart, Season 9.
Summer days, summer nights, lots of things to do, places to go, and people to see. If you're having a few drinks, be sure to plan ahead and get home safely. We don't want to pick you up. Drinking drivers risk injuries to themselves and others and take chances with their license, their jobs, and their future. Remember what's at stake and choose your ride, whether you're the driver, the passenger, or the party host. Thanks for supporting sober driving. I hope we never meet.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
You're watching Rogers TV, London.
Do you enjoy watching Arby's Nationals hockey here on Rogers TV? Then join the crew. Volunteers learn the skills needed to put on a show, including camera, audio, graphics, and more. Visit rogerstv.com/volunteer to sign up. And back here at the Western Fair Sports Center, 8-2 is your final as the London Nationals take down the Chatham Maroons in Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals. And just overall, going into Game 2 on Friday night for the Chatham Maroons, what do you need to do differently if you're them to try to bounce back in the series?
They've been in the third period. They did a great job of not giving up and bouncing back. I think they just need to gather their team together, come out strong. Now that they know what the Nationals are bringing to the playoffs, they have to try to match that energy and one-up it every time they step on the ice. So just trying to get the momentum going, coming off that third period, that tie third period, 2-2, 2 goals for London, 2 goals for Chatham. Coming off that, bring that into Game 2 and hope that it goes your way.
And bringing in Cameron Simons as well is going to be a big help for them. As we said, top scorer on the Chatham Maroons throughout the regular season will be a big asset to the team that really needs something going for them as they get ready for that Game 2 and try to bounce back in this series. Now for the Nationals on the other side, what does Dave Mastos and co. need to do to make sure that this result happens again on Friday night?
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have to make sure that they don't go into this Game 2 overly confident, as they did put up 8 goals on the board tonight. So just keeping them humble, I would say. Keep your team humble, know what they have to do, stick to the basics like they did tonight with their speed. They had their hits in the game tonight. They were hitting each other with the puck, and they just worked overall really well as a team tonight. It's
going to be really key, I think, for the team as well, because if you have Sanofi out for any prolonged period of time, and as well as Deacon Holmes, you're going to have to have some guys step up in that physicality part, because the other guy who really brings a lot of the physicality is Torrealba, and he's still out as well. So it's going to be a lot of relying on some of the other guys. You maybe need Arsenault to pick it up. He's one of the biggest guys on the team. Him, Burridge, Van der Zalm, the other big guys to really start using their weight to their advantage. Because someone like Curtis Hagee, he's going to come out and really start using his body to really push guys around as much as he can. And the smaller guys, you don't expect it as much. Like, I'm not going to expect Logan Pacerot to try to push someone around. But I know, but that can also be said for Beaupre as well. One of the smaller guys on the team, but he's like a dog on a bone. He's always in there. He's always driving. So it's always going to be trying to find that extra person to pick up the pace and try to get that slack going. But we will know more about that in the next couple days as we get set for our Game 3 here on the Western Conference semifinals here on Saturday night here on Rogers TV. Same time, same place as always. And thank you everybody so much for watching. See you next time.
Viewer response line. Email us or connect with us on social media.
Calling all journalism students, Omni Television is once again awarding scholarships to qualified students pursuing a career in third language journalism.
Canada is a multicultural country, and I know that there are a lot of people like me out there.
We need a sport to do our job in our native language.
Omni is home to a variety of locally produced current affairs programs and daily national newscasts, broadcast in 6 languages. To learn more about Omni scholarships, visit omnitv.ca/scholarships.
Sometimes it's hard to say goodbye to an old friend. But when you're saying farewell to your vehicle, Kidney Car makes it fast and easy. Just call or visit our website. We'll take any vehicle in any condition and give you a tax receipt for a minimum of $300. No headaches and no towing charges. It's the one-stop solution for getting rid of your unwanted vehicle in just a few short minutes. When your vehicles reach the end of the road, call us toll-free or visit kidneycar.ca.
This is Rogers TV,